Hello, everybody. I hope all of you all are doing well. Can you hear me? Gold Star Mom. Hey, honey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Can you all hear me? Gold Star Mom, she says you are a good student, Pauline. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, you guys. Can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. I just want to make sure the audio is all good. Yes? Can you all hear me, everybody? Hello, Tammy. All right. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure that the volume is okay. Okay. Wonderful. Let me give a quick shout out to folks, and then we can, of course, get started. Um, going to be in and out, so we'll watch on replay. Okay, that's fine. Afrohuman, good morning. Let me give a shout out to you guys. So, Deanna, hello. Sneaky McPeaky girl, your username cracks me up all the time. Southern Sky, good afternoon. Hey, Verde, hello. Natalie Cordo, hello. Gold Star Mom, of course, hello, honey. Southern Sky, okay. Gold Star Mom. Nicole Everett, hello. Linda Kane, hello. Judy Woodbury, hello. Verde, hello. Yinabug, hello, honey. Shay Laughter, hello. Love and light to you too. Kathleen Cheney, hello. Mishi dipped. Okay, so I know I'm not saying it right, but it's a cool username. Good morning. Pauline, of course, good morning. Wait, this thing jumped. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Okay. Ari, good morning, honey. Then we have Mosquito Bait. I love that username. You made it, girl, all the way from Norway. Awesome. Then we have Tammy Korzinski. I hope I said that right. Hello. Sarah Armstrong. Hello. Beautiful Sun 33. Hello. Southern Sky. Hello. I'm going to watch this on my TV so I don't miss anything. Oh, you're so funny, girl. Claire Burrows. Hello. Whoop whoop. To all of y'all, 4 p.m. UK time. Okay, that works, right? Carol, hello. Becky, wait, Joshua Robinson, hello, Joshua. Thank you for joining in. I do appreciate you. And of course, your contributions, your generosity is always appreciated. Much love to you. I mean, you're like the rock, right? You're here always, and I so appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. I mean, I don't know you personally or individually, but the fact that you're here all the time, I really do believe that you are the rock for us. Okay, at least for me. So thank you so much. All right. Because you're here all the time. I love it. Noble C, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Ruth X, Mystic Ray Tarot, hey, honey, how are you? Julianne, hello. Then Terry Martin, hello. Stephanie Davis, Donna Cato, Kenya, hey beautiful, back to you. Thank you. Amanda Navarrete, hello. Dana Gupna, hello. Debbie Eubanks, hello. Ari, good morning from Wisconsin. Kim Wright, all right. So, we when Miss Texas Mom shows up, I hope I didn't miss an email from her, but when she shows up, I don't think we need a moderator today, but if she does, then she will by default be the moderator. Mary Ganutz, hello. Joshua is the man of the house. Hey! She puts an LOL. Joshua, we gotta love you, right? A lot of people from Wisconsin. Yeah. You're from Mystic Ray from Madison. Hey. Lauren Lawrence, Brenda Chick. Hey, honey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Dorothy Beveridge. Hey, Dorothy, how are you? All right, so give me a quick second. Then all right, Roxy Trim, hello. Afrohuman, hey honey, how are you? Claire Burrows, okay. I'm just writing down something. Yeah. Wait, TLC Una Talon says, I used to live by Minocqua, Wisconsin. Oh, is it right? Oh, cool. Queen of Wands, hello, honey. Kirtana, can you drop the membership link when you have time? What happened? Do you want, why? What's the issue? Ari, tell me, talk to me. Shayla, after good morning, honey. Y'all are the queens and kings. Me, I'm just little me. So, Inabag Delvin, are you awake? Judy. Okay. So, Ari, what happened to the membership when you have... Oh, you know what? Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, 1, 2, 3. So... 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I said? I'm going to drop those words, right? The Texas Patriot, you're here. There you go. Let me make you... No, you are the moderator. I don't need to remove anything. So I suppose once put in... Okay, so there we go. Thank you, Texas Patriot. Okay, there we go. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to think up some terms, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 3 more. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. I need 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 more. Pudding. All right, y'all. Okay, here we go. I got my thingamajiggies ready. We are ready to rock and roll. Good morning to everybody. Noble C, good morning. Christine Van Buren from Milwaukee, good morning. Sneaky, I love those handles are wrenched like a superstar. Yes, she does. Kim Slays Sele. I know I'm butchering it. I apologize. Can't believe I finally got you live. Love it, girl. Gypsy Rose, good morning. Shay Laughter, good morning. All right. So I'm all thinking about. Okay, so I did mention that we're going to have a little like a fun pick, right? Like lucky winners or whatever, because I wanted to give something back to y'all. Angela Boschetto says hello from UK. Sharon says good morning. So Aquarius, Joshua, I know Joshua is just like the man of the house. I am assuming Joshua is a male, so unless somebody is using somebody else's username or whatever, I don't know. So assuming anyway. So I said I'm going to drop some names, or not names, phrases or words, and then the first 3 people who get the most number right, I will send out gifts to you. But remember, there is one key important factor here. Don't put it in the chat box because other people can pick it up, right? So send me an email. Now we know what time the chat started. By the time my chat ends, okay? So I'll know what time the chat ends. I'm going to give it literally 5 minutes after the chat ends so that you people can get out of the chat, go to your email and even type out your email. So if my chat ends here at 12 o'clock, I think I'll give you 10 minutes, okay? And whoever sends me, the first 3 people to send me the most number of correct those words, I'll send out gift cards. We'll communicate after that. But send me an email. Don't leave it in the chat. And if you come back later in the day or tomorrow or day after, I won't consider it because it isn't fair, right? This goes to show that you guys were really here and then, of course, you'll listen. So remember that. And I got to say, y'all, you know, this is the holiday season, is, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong. Gypsy Girl, hello. Lizelle Gerber, hello. Aquarius girl, hello. Is it phrases you say or tarot terms? Oh no, this is going to be completely unrelated to tarot, so that there's no confusion. So you really need to pay attention. Okay. And Sherilyn Schaffner, hey honey. So what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, the Christmas, I don't understand the game. Okay, Gypsy Girl, here's how it goes. Cuba Lakeland, hello honey. So I'm going to randomly say 10 phrases through the entirety of this video. Okay, pay attention. The first 3 people to send me an email, okay, with the most number of correct phrases are winners, and I send out gifts. The only criteria is you have to send me an email, and the cutoff time is 10 minutes after this live stream ends is the cutoff time. Okay. Your makeup looks beautiful. Hope you do have a. I will do that. Oh, thank you so much. You're very, very kind. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. It's very simple, girl. Really, today I'm not too happy. I don't know what I was trying to mess around with. I was like, you know what, this face, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. A girl's got to try, right? At least not to scare herself. So that's what I say. As long as when I look at myself in the mirror, if I don't scare myself, we're good. I'm good to go out. So considering, like I said, once Halloween is done, I think technically a lot of people, they say, okay, the holiday season is here. Thank you, Brenda, that, the lights actually, on the 1st of November, a couple of our neighbors already put up their lights for the Christmas decorations and all that. Thankfully, the couple of neighbors who have done that right now, it's very subtle. It's not like in your face type of thing. It's just those around the edges, they put that. So it's very subtle but very nice. I was like, whoa, it's official. So, I was just thinking about all the fun stuff with regards to the holidays and all the crazy stuff that goes on. From now on, it's a mad rush, right? It's like, let's get all our Christmas gifts and all those things done. So, I was really thinking about, oh God, I should not say it so blatantly obvious. Okay, let's start off. Ginger snaps. There you go. This is the only one I'm going to say it so obviously. The rest are not going to be obvious, okay? So we kicked it off with ginger snaps. That's a key word. The other 9, I'm not going to be so obvious. I'm just going to randomly drop it. Y'all better pay attention. All right. Lisa Gonzalez, Mary Gaduts, hello. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so first and foremost, let me preface this. Let me start this off by saying thank you to each and every one of you for being here, still believing in me and wanting to still interact with me, considering all the little brouhaha we had going on a few days ago with regards to Lucy, XOXO. Lucy, don't post it here, Lucy. Don't put it on here. You make a note of it and then send me an email with all the correct terms, okay? Because if you put it here and somebody else has missed it, they can go back and check and add it to the list. It's just, okay. Anywho, so, but since this is the first phrase, I'll just leave it. So, I do appreciate y'all and still, wanting to come and join in on this. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And this channel is nothing without you guys. I mean, it is what it is. This channel is no YouTube channel, no TikTok channel, no Facebook, nothing is social media platform is ever going to be successful if they don't have their followers or their subscribers or such. So all kudos goes to you guys. I can sit here all day long and speak, but if nobody's watching and interacting with me, it's all for nothing. So I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so very much. Again, anybody in the house from law enforcement, first responders, EMT, doctors, nurses, back-end assistants, admin in hospitals, fire department, our military folks, to all of you, a very, very big thank you. Stay safe during the holiday season. I really do appreciate you all. I may not know you all individually, but please know that collectively, as you people do what you all do on a daily basis, dealing with all kinds of traumatic stuff, and the fact that you all have the strength and the fortitude to still continue to live your lives the best you can, that right there shows, the type of people you all are, really strong, blessed human beings. And thank you so much for all that you all do. All right. So here we go. Angela Boschetta, okay. Thank you, Tammy. So let's start with tarot. Before we go any further, y'all, I have to say, whether y'all want to pick up tarot or learn tarot just for the sake of hobby, or you want to pick it up and pursue it in terms of maybe a career or whatever, in whatever scope. Scout inquiry, I'm so glad I made it. Okay. Melvin C, thank you. Absolutely. Becky Ruther, what is your address? I think Texas Patriot will put it up, but just a quick thing, okay? This is my mailbox address. I will have it in the description box, okay, in case you miss it. All right, I'll have it in the description box. So on top, you can say The Real Tarot 1123 followed by that. I'll put it in the description box, okay? So with regards to tarot, y'all, remember, tarot is just a divinatory tool, okay? So everybody has their, please don't forget to discuss if there is a wrong way to meditate. Yes, Mystic Ray, I'll address this right after I do this little spiel of mine, okay? Like I said many a time, these are all divinatory tools, okay? You can do a whole bunch of it. Like I know people who use tarot cards, specific tarot cards for, I hate to say this, but it's called black magic, so let's just call it. Ari says she's a triage. Thank you, Ari. I appreciate all that y'all do. And people who are also, hospice care and all that stuff, it's like, oh my God, how do y'all do it? Veterinary nurses too, veterinary doctors too. Oh my goodness. So he's right outside the door. Let me see if he wants to come in. You want to come in, Boo? Boogie? No? Okay. All right. There he is. Thank you for joining us, old man. Bunny, eating okay? All right. So people have used specific tarot cards when they do black magic too. That's a whole nother, whole nother ball game. Like specific cards for specific reasons. So tarot can be used for many things, okay? Tarot can even be used for your own to be able to synchronize yourself with your spirit, with your energy, etc. Tarot can be used for meditation. Tarot can be used to be able to rewire your psyche for the day or when you're going out or whatever, however you want to look at it. Tarot can be used in so many ways. It's how you use it and your intention that makes all the difference, okay? Joy Rico, oh yeah, thank you. Lucinda, hello. Bunny, everybody says hello. So that's as far as tarot is concerned. Now there is let's get into segue into the meditation aspect of it. Mystic Ray asked, is there a specific way to meditate wrong? I think I briefly discussed it some time ago, but if anybody says, look, I just sit there for 10 minutes and I'm able to meditate, I'm like, dude or dudette, good for you, man. I mean, hats off to you. I'm so glad you're able to do it. For me, per se, I can't just go and get up from here and go sit there and close my eyes and go get into meditation land. I can't do that because my brain is going so much. I need at least about half an hour, 20 minutes to be able to calm my mind down before I can even start the process of meditating, right? And there are days when it takes me an hour to calm down, to meditate, like that time we had the brouhaha. I couldn't meditate. I just couldn't. So I just left it. I'm not going to force myself. So as far as meditation is concerned, the most important thing is to be in a place where you feel the calmest and undisturbed with minimum amount of external stimulation in terms of the radio going on or the TV or whatever. Some people say, I need to hear music when I can meditate. If you find something over there, that either music or the fan going or something there that puts you in that state of calmness and therefore helps your mind to kind of steady and kind of come to that point where you're okay, now I can start meditating, sure, go ahead and do that. Some people may need the TV too, but for me, I don't like the TV on. I don't even use music. I just sit there and do it. Come to the place of neutral and start. So another thing is people will be like, of course, experts, they can probably just shut their eyes wherever they are and meditate. I mean, good for them, right? But I'm just talking about my experience. There are a lot of people who say, yeah, man, and I think I've shared this before too. They're like, Yeah, I can meditate. And then I go into I do what is that they call it? See, I'm having a senior moment. When you can travel, right? In terms of shoot, I'm forgetting the name, where you can time travel, for lack of a better term, and things like that. They're like, oh yeah, man, for me it's so easy, I can do that, and I can cross from dimension to dimension. And the other ones would be sitting there smoking doobies, and I'm like, yeah, dude, of course, I mean, seriously, but is that meditation? I don't know, not in my opinion. Having said that, for some people, if they have whatever situations that they're going through psychologically, mentally, if they need to smoke, do doobies or whatever to calm themselves down, whatever, and then get onto it, sure, maybe that's what works for them. But for the most part, people who are like, you know what, I just smoke a couple of doobies, I lay there, and then I'm in la la land, and I can elevate, I can time travel, I can whatever. So as far as meditation is concerned, I recommend that you start small, start slow. Do not put pressure on yourself. That's the most important thing. People are so keen, like, I have to meditate, I have to start, why is it not coming to me, why is it not happening? Look, it's not going to happen in an instant. It is a process. You have to train your mind. You have to first train your physical body to be able to sit still. For me, that's the most difficult thing, to just sit still in one place. So it'll come slowly. Practice is key. Meditation can even happen at the end of the day. You go to bed, you're laying down in bed before you fall off into REM or whatever. 5 minutes before you're going to fall into deep sleep, just try to meditate there, because you're done with the day's chores, you're done with everything. Now you have your time buyers, the lights are turned off, whatever, and you're calm and peaceful, and then you can start meditating there. It starts with first stilling your mind, okay? Emptying all the current thoughts in your mind, and that's when you are able to start meditating. So that's a Mystic Ray. I have a hard time calming my mind down and don't even know what to focus on besides. That's all you do. See, when you start meditating, your mind is going to have all these things come through it, right? Because you're sitting there, your eyes are closed, and your mind is not going to stop and say, oh, Mystic Ray wants to meditate, I'm just going to stop all these thoughts and hold still for a while until she meditates. Your mind won't say that. So it is a natural process. It is going to come over time. And if your mind is wandering, let it wander. Let it wander. You can't control it. Let it wander, because after a certain point, you yourself will realize that it's like you almost like fall into a void. I don't know how to explain it. You try it. Let your mind wander. Don't fight it, because the moment you fight it, that's when the push and pull tug of war happens, and it gets a bit difficult. Okay, so moving on. We'll get into meditations and all that later, Reiki and all that. I use a Deepak Chopra meditation app. It really helps. Whatever you need to do to help you, absolutely. So let's go back to tarot, right? So first and foremost, understand, when you do tarot, when you pick up tarot, when you learn tarot and you decide to pursue it, don't force somebody else's narrative on your tarot reading. Don't force your narrative on somebody else's tarot reading. Like I've said time and time and again, I can teach you tarot. What does a full card mean? What does this mean? Traditionally, if you have a sequence as a XYZ cards, what do they mean? What would they typically mean? But at the end of the day, how you interpret them and what are the messages that are downloading to you are unique to you, right? So I could have been the only tarot reader who saw that the unfortunate situation will clear. Others also saw her dead, but they saw her dead in a different way. So like I said, the messages that download to you are going to be unique to you. So that's where the key thing comes in, or the strength of character comes in, because there are going to be people who are going to say, you're talking through the wrong orifice, you don't know what you're saying, you're a fake, you're a this, you're a that. But if you truly believe in what you have read, okay, buddy, this is my life. Open the door, close the door. Go, your daddy's come. Go. Bye. Oh. Yeah. I'm basically his butler, Bernie's butler, basically. Yeah, so Mark just got home and he's like, okay. So you have to be able to stay strong. If you believe, if you completely believe in what your reading is, stick to it. Stick to it. It is what it is. Okay, moving on. General information with regards to tarot. There is a little bit of contradiction with regards to that. A lot of people say that tarot originally started in Italy around the 15th century. Some people say no, in the Middle East, like the Arab place sometime in the 14th century. Some people go even further back. They say way back in China when they started with those I Ching type of things, right? With it's not runes, you know what I mean? Those sticks. And some people say it goes back all the way back to the Mohenjo-daro times, ancient Indian culture, where they started actually Nadi Shastra, as I was talking about yesterday. So, every continent, every ethnicity says that it started in their country. So, whatever. It doesn't matter to me where it started. I'm just glad that we have tarot, right? So, that's a good thing. But in the 15th century, the tarot card, when they started designing tarot cards per se, it was actually this, and I had to write down his name because I can never remember. The Visconti deck is the one that first came about, and that's where the beautiful picturesque imagery, picturization of tarot. And this was by an artist, and his name was Bonifacio Bambo. Like I said, I'm butchering it. So he was an artist. So he's the one who actually started painting and doing all those things with regards to the tarot, that we see the imageries that are based off of that. So earlier tarot could have been like, way back in the 11th century, or even going back to the Mohenjo-daro days, they were actually pieces of clay, like earthen, like pottery clay. So they had some imagery on that, and they would toss it around, and depending on what they saw there is the kind of, they said, okay, we can do this, we can do that, whatever. Oh my goodness, Bernie, I'm not doing this again, Bernie. I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to get up and keep opening the door like that for him. He can stay outside. So I will answer your question about tarot. How did I get into tarot? I got into tarot because runes also is fantastic. Or the Renaissance. Yeah, there's a lot of messages. Do you have to subscribe to chat? Yes, because I didn't want to deal with those crazy people. I said, no, today, not today. Bye, Bunny. What is this? Bye, Bunny. This is what happens. I got to keep getting up and opening the door, closing the door for him. Now he's outside the door again. Anywho, so that's how tarot started. Now, having said that, there are a whole bunch of different tarots. A lot of people, before we get into that, ask me, what is the most valuable tarot? What I mean by valuable is every single tarot is meaningful, we get it. But the most valuable in terms of most significant, it really isn't the death card, it's the Fool card. Let me... Oh, I don't even know where this little deck is now. Great. I should have had the Fool card out, right? I should have. Of course I don't, because that's how I fly, right? So the most... you all know the Fool card. Let me... Oh my goodness. The Lovers. See, this is what I should have done, and I didn't have the time to do it, which is my bad. The Star. Of course, the Fool card will probably be the last one, right? Justice. Hang on, you guys. I do apologize. So, darn it. There we go. Here we go. This is the most significant of the tarot, in my opinion. Okay? So, that's something to keep in mind, and we'll explain that as we go. Some say the weed blocks you. Sloan Bella said if you're trying to open your senses, it's better to not be impaired by... Absolutely. Why would you? Because it's an external stimuli, right? So why would you want a stimulant? Why do you want to take that to muddle your brain? You're meditating because you're wanting to meditate because you want clarity. I assume, correct? At least that's what I do. Then you want to put that other thing, that external thingy in your body to, I don't know, y'all. It's crazy what the kind of stuff people do, It's like, okay, I'm going to do some pot and I'm going to take some, whatever those pink, yellow, blue, purple, whatever those pills are. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, I saw this, I saw that. I was able to cross dimensions. And yeah, you crossed dimensions because you were in La La Land. So anyhow, so moving on. let's talk about how do you come about tarot. Somebody asked me a question: is it true that you have to be gifted a tarot and you're not supposed to buy your first tarot? That's what I was even told, but I don't believe so. If it calls you, if you have a calling, if you have an interest, go for it. Are you going to sit around and wait for somebody to gift it to you? Go for it. Yeah, sure. If somebody wants to send me gifts of tarot cards all day long, I'll sit there and I'll take it. I'll be in happy land because I love tarot. So I'll be like, whoop, whoop, right? Candy store. But go ahead and buy it. But I will tell you, please don't fall for all the expensive tarot. And, people go online and they see which one has the most reviews and that's the one they want to pick, etc. Don't do that. Okay, if you're starting, if you're picking up a deck, try and go to a store, physical store. If you can, then yes, go look online. Just forget the reviews. Forget the reviews. Don't even worry about the quality of the card. People are like, oh, the card was sticking, oh, the picture was not right. Yes, we are paying good money, hard-earned money. We want to make sure the card, this has been used. See, the edges have to be perfect. The thickness of the card, as you can see, it has to be right. You have to be able to shuffle. It shouldn't be too glossy. It shouldn't be too matte. Yes, absolutely. When we are spending money, we want a quality product. There is no doubting that. But for your first tarot, try not to pick something that is overly expensive. Trust me, it's not worth it. Okay? You want to pick something that is very, very simple in its imagery like this. Okay? Very simple in its imagery. And I'll tell you why. It's because it doesn't have, for example, let's show you this. I'm going to show you a whole bunch. You guys will be like, oh my God, Kirtana, this is not what I was expecting. See, look at this card. This is the strength card. Look at all the stuff it's got on it. Right? All right. And then when we take a strength card here, just compare the two. Wait. Can you see it? Yeah. Right? Alright. Then I'm going to take my Hermetic deck. Where did I not pull it out? Oh yeah, God, girl. Did I not? I thought I took it out, y'all. Yeah, I should have been better organized. Please don't hate me for that. I do apologize. I thought I just had that Hermetic deck here. Interesting deck that I actually wanted to share with y'all because of the right here. Oh my goodness, y'all. So let me show you this, okay? I should have had all this organized and I'm so terribly sorry, but please bear with me. Let me get the strength card. Just to... Actually, let me just get any card. Okay. So if you look at the imagery in this, okay, it's like there's a lot going on over there, right? That is the Hermetic deck. There's just too much going on over there. The one I showed, this is the one. And there's another one, the Blanco card. So when you buy a tarot, please try and look out for something that is very simple, just so that you can familiarize yourself with it. Once you familiarize yourself with it, go for it. Now I like this one. This is actually a very small set. It is that little boxy thing. Okay, let me show you. Right, this is a tiny tarot deck. Okay, it's really small. It says tarot to go, and the reason why I recommend that is simply because oh my goodness, girl. Here, this is a Hanson Robert deck. This came in this. Okay, So this is a very sweet, very sweet deck. And the reason I recommend this, y'all, is very simply because it is really small, right? You can take it with you. Look how cute it is, right? Look how cute it is. You can keep it in your pocket now, in your handbag, and just be with it. Why do I say that? You have to be able to connect with your tarot. Regardless of what kind of a tarot deck you buy, you should be able to connect with it. That's why I say go and find a tarot deck, feel it, keep it. Let's say you go to a store, right? And you have like 20 different decks. You pick up one in your hand like so, right? Emre and Dave the dog. Some say that the weed... Okay, I saw that. So pick up this, like you pick up this tarot deck, you have another tarot deck, etc. Pick it up and just touch it. You will feel it. You will feel an energy. Or if you look at 10 different things, no, your eye will keep going back to this. So you will pick it up. You'll feel it. And if you feel it, pick it up. My hands are too small for normal size tarots. I bought Lenormand. Vera Sibilla cards, those are beautiful tarot cards. But the thing is, not many people really know how to read the Vera Sibilla cards. You're right, Gypsy Rose. You're very right. I love those cards. Not many people know how to read those. So try and pick one that is convenient like this. Of course, you have to be considerate as to, how you can use it, how big and convenient. And, when you shuffle, are you going to be clumsy about it? It happens. But pick a deck. I'm just showing this. Pick a deck. Simple deck. You buy it. You go home. You need to cleanse it, you need to do this, you need to do that, all those things. Yeah, you do that. How do you cleanse it? Okay. You can, of course, use sage. You can cleanse it. Lay out all the cards. You cleanse it, right? You lay out the cards. You have your sage, right? You have your deck of cards. You have your sage. Just say your prayer, just whatever. Have your sage there. Make sure the ash doesn't fall on the card because it'll burn. And once your tarot is burnt, don't use it. Very, very clearly. If for any reason you're on your work table, on your work surface, you have tarot, and you have your candle, you have your incense stick, and by mistake a drop of something that, embers falls on your tarot and it gets burnt, do not use that deck. Don't throw it away, do not use that deck. Should a new deck be cleansed? How many cards in a deck? Absolutely, it has to be cleansed. Every deck, you bring it home, you need to cleanse it. There are some decks that have 78, some decks that have 56, some decks that have 50 cards, some decks that have 32 cards, 36 cards, 38 cards. It depends on what kind of deck you're picking up. But the regular tarot deck like this one, what is it, 72 or 78? And 78 cards. Regular tarot deck will be 78. Sometimes they put in almost like a blank card, I use those cards. This one too has it. It's not blank, but it just has that imagery on top. I use those cards because for me, when I sage these cards, when I bless these cards and initiated it into my world, I attributed a particular energy to that card. And so I incorporate it in my reading. When that card pops up for me, it basically says you can do whatever you want at this time. Sometimes if it's a blank card, I keep it because for me the blank card means either it's a blank slate and you have an opportunity to do whatever you want, and it's blank, it's end, it's over and done with, leave it alone. Okay, she just received my notification almost that's okay, don't worry about it, honey. We are all sitting here enjoying butterscotch, so don't worry about it. Okay, so yes, absolutely cleanse your tarot deck. And once you do that, open the tarot deck. They're books. Read the books like a story book. But see, the author has, or the tarot deck creator has given his or her opinion as to, or their ideas as to, or what ideas they had when they created the tarot. What were they thinking when they created the tarot? What do they mean by this tarot? So read all that. But at the end of the day, once you start using tarot, your views and your opinions could differ from the tarot creators, right? What is that? You hate the smell of a lot of coffee at Starbucks. Smells a little skunky like weed. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Probably is weed also. Thrown a little into that. So, absolutely, you have to be careful as to. Oh, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Girl, you got me up with Starbucks and skunky smells. Oh, good Lord. So make sure you energize your tarot. Make sure you, when you start using it, your opinions of each card. If the Ace of Swords, according to the creator, said this is going to be an elimination of a particular situation or such in your life, as you start using it for you, you may think that this Ace of Swords actually means a victory, or it could mean like a victory in court or a victory against an argument with somebody else. So how do you interpret it? So that's different. See, their interpretations of these cards could definitely be different than yours. Okay, so that's that. Now, the next step I want to talk about. Once you cleanse it and you lay your cards out, etc., I would recommend pick up each and every single card, okay, one by one, and just look at the picture. Just familiarize yourself with the picture, okay, and start with that, because that way you're getting to understand as you look at the picture. It's almost like yes, meditation. As you keep looking at the picture, you will see things. Trust me, y'all, every time you pick up a card or a deck, you'll find something different that you missed the last time in the imagery. It happens. So get used to that. Keep an open mind. Get used to that, okay? Let's talk about the quality of decks, because that I think I kind of skipped over. For me, unless it is really absolutely horrendous, I use every tarot card. Okay, yeah, some of them are square like this, right? Some of them are round like this, right? I have some tarot cards that are hexagonal too, octagonal too. Those are for my those stones, right? What are those stones called? What are those stones called? Crystals, right? Crystal stones. They are all, the shape is weird. It's a little difficult to shuffle them, but it's beautiful. I love it. So, if this for me is perfect in terms of everything, the size, how the card feels, etc. But it's not the best of printing. I know, look, when you look at this edging right here, right? I think one side is slightly, this side is slightly more than this side. I really, unless it's totally off and half the image is cut off and all weird and crooked like that, I don't send it back. I just keep it, because for me, if I feel it's really good and it's working for me, why do I send it back? It's okay. Just because the edges are incorrect, this is my opinion. Just because the edges, like on one side it is a little bit wider than on the other side, doesn't mean that the quality of the tarot in terms of divination quality is diminished. I don't think so. Okay, this is just, like I said, a tool, right? But is it working for you? Is it helping you? If you get so worked up, then you're very anal and very specific and OCD, and you kind of, every time you pick up the deck, you're going to go, oh my God, then send it back, because you're going to be distracted, correct? So, having said that, we have different kinds of tarot too. We have the Lenormand, Veerasabela cards, the Rider-Waite cards, the Marseille deck, the Smith and Waite deck, and of course, there are any number of types of cards, right? I have one over here that's called the CBD tarot. When I got this, somebody was like, what? Is that pot? And I'm like, no, hush, it's not. But, anywho, so, I was just going to ask, I don't know why this came into my mind, but I was going to ask, how are y'all preparing for Christmas and Thanksgiving? Is everybody preparing very well? Have you all started thinking about it? Because I for sure, no, not as yet. I was thinking runes too. Yes, runes are also good. Prefer runes using stones, absolutely. So another couple of keywords I have to throw here and there. Oh my God, I'm supposed to incorporate it and I'm forgetting. Okay, so Lenormand, these are the Lenormand decks, okay, pudding and pie. Then we have the Marseille decks, right? These are all the different kind of tarot decks. Oh my God, there's so many, y'all, all day long. I can show you the tarot cards. There are some that have astrology in them too, and this is a really nice deck to have, the Line Strider Tarot deck. These you've seen me use. These are very nice decks to have, okay? So this is as far as the tarot is concerned. Another thing for those who are beginners is try and get one of these decks for y'all. You know, if you get the traditional tarot deck. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you these cards, right? The manufacturer or whatever, or whoever the maker is, it's this one. Don't ask me where I got it. You see that, y'all? Okay, this is a really cool deck. That is the one, the black one here. And I like it because it's very simple. Imagery is clean and crisp in the sense that it works for me. And it comes in a little box like this, and the book goes here. I don't know how much I paid for it. I couldn't tell you where I bought it. I do apologize for that. So I would recommend try and get one of these Lenormand cards too, and I'll tell you why. Okay, these have images like this, right? You have the, how am I even going to show it to you guys? See, it has images like this, correct? Right? You can read these images literally. Now for this, you could say it's a cross to bear, or you're blessed. And then if it is upside down, you can say, oh, it's, you know, you're going to have a little bit of, oh, I shouldn't have done that because people will say it's the devil's sign. No. So if it is upright, you can say, you know, you're blessed, or you can also say it's a cross to bear. You can go just exactly by the book, whatever their description is, or you can interpret it your own way. But pictorially, when you look at this you can say it's a tower card, or this you can say it's a castle or a fortress, or you know, however you want to interpret it. So I recommend this because this pictorially it really helps us. Once our mind is trained to think and analyze a picture more than words, then analyzing and interpreting those other different tarots, it gets a little bit easier. Trust me, it does. All right. Am I boring y'all? Please tell me if I'm making any sense or I'm wasting your time, because I don't want y'all to think I'm wasting your time at all. Okay. Thank you, Scott. I hope I'm not wasting your time, you guys. That'll kill me. My organization, Soybean, is terrible, but thank you. I appreciate your organization. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm terrible at that. Okay. So now let's talk about shuffling the cards, right? Okay. Before we go any further, people have asked me, are all tarot cards mean the same in all the decks? If you look at just the suits and the whatever major, minor arcana, etc., typically Ace of Swords means this, and this. But different creators may add their own little twists and turns to it, or their own little whatever. Not wasting my time. Thank you, thank you. So they may have a little bit of a different twist to it, or a little bit of a different interpretation to it. Whatever the creator has said that this is what the deck is supposed to mean, once it comes to your hand, it is your deck. You are the creator henceforth. You are the one who will be able to imprint your messages, your feelings, your what have you's interpretations on the deck. It is a tool. Yes, they have their own interpretation, but now it's in your hand. You've cleansed it, you've bonded with it, you made it yours. It is yours. I have an old tarot deck, about 20 years old, called Tarot of the Spirit. Beautiful. I had psychic friends years ago, but I have a natural given gift I do not use. Good for you, honey short legs. Good for you. Gotta love it. Gotta absolutely love it. So once you get the tarot card, it's yours. So now you train your mind, you incorporate your energies into the tarot, and the tarot's energies will meld with your own energies. Then it's a completely different story. You can use that as a foundation, like we have the alphabet in the English language. That's a foundation. How you put together those letters and what words you make is at your discretion, right? It's the same thing here. And eggnog not, or should I say eggnog not? There we go. All right. So a couple of other things. Let's talk about shuffling the tarot, right? Now, one thing the reason why I recommended a little thing like that is a tarot like that is it's easy for you to carry it around with you. A lot of people say for the first 21 days, I carry my tarot deck around with me all the time. When I go to bed, it's by my bedside or it's under my pillow. I put it in my handbag. I go here, I go there. Do whatever. If that's your way of connecting with it, hey, have at it. I have finished shopping for the young children in our family, but dad, oh, I don't know how the season. It'll go well, Sherilyn. Hang in there. It'll go well. It'll go well. So keep it in your bag, whatever. One thing I will do, I will insist upon, or rather I should, no, I can't insist. How dare I? One thing I believe in, can you maybe go through a basic card deck and show each? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. One thing I try to follow is if I have a tarot deck in my handbag, I will never let my handbag sit on the ground. End of story. I never do. Because I don't want the energy to be drained out of it and then I have to go through the whole process again. People will be like, let's put oh boy, I'm late, Kitara. Don't worry, Aracha, you're fine. Thank you for being here. So people put this by the windowsill for the moonlight. You can put your crystals. That's all on you. What do you feel? What does your heart tell you? What is your energy telling you? What are you gravitating to? I had all those crystals here. Remember those clear crystals here? I felt it was a little heaviness, and the moment I removed them and put it aside, I felt my energy shifted, particularly after that little shebang we had. So okay, what I'll do now is really quickly, okay, let me put these aside. And I will do, I will use these cards, right? So how many of y'all are all about Christmas carols? Right? So let's separate these. The Death card, Judgment, the Empress, the Star, Wheel of Fortune, Sun, the Lovers. Yeah, my organizational skills, what can I say? Okay. So, yes, now when we look at the tarot, we have X number of tarot, right? We have the major arcana and the minor arcana, and they're also called the pip cards, right? I always put purse on the floor. Women, shame on me for doing that. No, don't, you didn't know. So, that's just my thing. Don't put it on the ground. Because another thing is what I believe in, and is this superstition card. Okay, I should stop obsessing about things that don't matter. Told our boys I was so excited for Christmas decorating. One said, Mom, we haven't even celebrated Thanksgiving. Oh my God. You all used to carol in the neighborhood. Okay. So, major arcana. Remember one time I had said, if you look at tarot, major arcana, as a royal family or the premier family. Let's just look at it that way. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. No. Okay. We have the king, the queen, the empress, the emperor. Then we have the court jester. Then we have the religious head. Then we have the magician, and then we have the hermit, and then we have somebody who's responsible for order in the court, right? Like your judicial head, the guy. Then we have, somebody who is the army general. Then we have, the lady who does all the magic or whatever, the go-to person. I have a love-hate relationship with Christmas carols. I'm just saying Christmas carols, that's it. Paula Webb, I get it, okay? But I'll tell you what. Anyhow, cinnamon, ginger, oh God, okay. That is something else. Christmas time, cinnamon, ginger. All right. So if you look at it like a little story, right? then everything will fall in place. You will get to connect with it. It makes more sense. It's easier for you to understand what these cards mean. Having said that, again, interpretation is a completely different thing. Now, when we look at, I'm going to go in random order, because why should we have anything in order? Tarot never comes out in order. You never get Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three. Very rarely you do. Yes, don't put purse on the floor. It will drain your money. Absolutely true too. It is an old wives' tale, but hey, they knew better than us, and hey, I'm going to follow it. And it's true. Don't put it on the floor. It does drain your thing. And another thing, you know how when we go around and all that stuff, right, we tend to tell people, if we are carrying a wallet, we say, yeah, hold this, and then you're busy looking in your bag. Oh, don't do that. For safety reasons too. Why? It's almost like telling the universe, I'm giving this person the whatever, the energy that I have, the positive energy that I have, right? Okay, let's go on to this. The moon card. Randomly, right? We look at the moon card. When we think about the moon, we all think about secrecy. We all think about shrouded in mystery. We think about, there's a little bit of a negative connotation to that. It's all about the emotions. It's all about, people also say the moon card typically brings out the cuckoos, the psychos, which is true. I agree with it. We also think about, naturally correlation is to witchcraft, witchery, all the negative stuff, people up to nefarious activities, thieving, robbery. All that typically is heightened and increased during when there is no moon. When there's a full moon and it's full of light, then too, there's a different energy that steps in. So when you look at the moon card, think about what energy is it that you're picking up in correlation with this card, right? Here you see the two puppies or dogs howling at the moon, right? It's because they sense something we don't sense, correct? If you look at this card, you have the lobster or whatever coming out of the water, right? You see that? So, wait, let me see. Do you see that? Oh God, I should learn to hold these cards. You see this guy? Isn't that a lobster? And these two things howling and looking at the moon, and the moon is looking down. So, it typically brings, naturally we think of all negativity, we think of all the dark side or the dark aspect of human nature, human psyche. But what does it mean? To me, a full moon means whatever was hidden is going to come to light, is going to be brought to light. The light is going to shine on it. A dark moon, a new moon, means that something is completely hidden. It's not going to come up right away. You have to wait and watch. Don't be in a hurry to make decisions. The moon card to me also signifies heightened emotions, one way or the other, heightened emotions. Oh, the back of the card. Beautiful, isn't it? Very simple. So the moon is also about emotions. If a person gets a lot of moon card in the reading, like either Cancer, Water or Moon, to me that signifies that there is a lot of heightened emotions. And if they also end up getting a lot of cups in their reading, then you know clearly it's a very, very emotional situation that they're dealing with or such. Drummer Boy, when Bob Seger sings it. Oh yes! I love Bob Seger. I do. I think those are more advanced cards and hard to read. Can you please use more traditional ones for the beginners? This is more hard. Is this what you're saying is too much, Texas Patriot? Okay, let me find another deck that might help you all. Okay? I thought that was a very basic deck. Seriously, I always thought this is a very basic deck. Very basic deck. Maybe the colors are a bit... no, that's not going to help. Okay, that is not going to help. Let me go back to this guy. Sorry y'all, I really thought that was a simple deck. Texas Patriot, once you feel you have the phrase figured out, you need to email it to her. But make sure you get all the thing. I haven't completed. Please send me one email with everything. Don't send me one email that gets a little... I'm all about ginger cookies too. Okay, so hang on, you guys, because you wanted a simpler deck. These are very basic decks, y'all, just on a side note, but that's okay. I understand, no worries. I will try my level best to darn it, I'm going to be better organized next time, I promise. I'll stick to one deck so that way y'all won't get confused at all. It'll be like I think I'll just do that. Okay. So let's look at this card. Whichever card you look at, see this, Mandy Hall. Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate you. See, it's the same imagery. It is a traditional tarot, but it is in black and white. I thought the black would help you all. It is a same tarot. This is a traditional deck I'm using. It's just that it is in black. So y'all tell me, do you want me to hold up the black ones or do you want me to do the small cards, this one? Which one? Kirtana's address doesn't look like him. I'm confused. Address, me too, Southern Sky. Is there a difference between angel cards and... Yes, there is a difference. Angel cards and ancestor cards. April Sunset, hello. You're doing fine. Okay. So I don't know about the address. What do you mean? I'll put it in the description. Y'all, this is the exact... This is a black one is... I figured... That's why I chose this because I figured there's simplicity with the black background. This kind of, you kind of get... Now, actually, this is more complicated because of the colors there. Because of the colors, this is a whole different ball game with all the colors, the purples, greens, etc. I'm going to stick to this if you all don't mind, okay? Okay, so with the moon card, I actually enjoy watching your full process unedited, so please don't apologize for... Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you so much for your patience. Okay. So now we figured out the moon card, right? How do we interpret it? So let's say we get like a king and a queen and then you get the moon card. Then we'll say between the two, we'll say, I only meant more traditional looking as to... Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. I was confused. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that, everybody is on board. So I will try my level best. Yeah, I get it, honey. I get it. Okay. So if you have a male card and a female card or a king and a queen or a whatever, and you have this card in between, you'll be like, yeah, there is clearly some emotional drama with the two of them. That is the simplest interpretation. I'll get into the interpretations at a different time. Let's not do that right now. Let's just go through the cards. Now, here's a Hierophant. I'm not even going to go through the number value of these, okay, because the moon is 18, etc. We won't do that. We'll do that later. This Hierophant card, okay, it's about mercy, it's about compassion, it's about need for approval, conformity, etc. Look at the Hierophant card. What does it look like? Does this Hierophant look like somebody who is a judge, or does it look like somebody who is from the church type of thing? What does it look like? Right? To me, I would say this one looks like somebody who is from the church, higher up over there, right? Either or is fine. Mandy Hall, miss you, my friend. Okay. Black, she goes. So to me, this looks like somebody who's from the church type of a situation, isn't it? Pudding and pie, I did. Okay. Okay. So, look at this card. Yeah, Deb, don't put all your answers in the chat. You have to get all your answers together, write it down on a piece of paper, send me one email. Pumpkin says a god, yes. A preacher, yes. So to me, a bishop, yes, absolutely, this is correct. So when this card pops up, we can say, because as we know, organized religion, right? The bishop, the priest, the whatever, a guru, yes, is somebody who's higher up and who head of the church, absolutely right, who is higher up over there and who has the ability to influence the court, right? The king and queen. How important is a church? The church or a boss of some sort? Absolutely. This is to say that when you look at the royal family type of a situation, they always had some kind of a influence by the church, right? If you go back and look at history, if you look at the Catholic countries, Spain and all those places, it was all about the Catholic Church. They were very, very influential in deciding literally who married whom in the royal families between countries and nations and kingdoms. Okay, and for everything, the church had a big, big influence in it, right? In their day-to-day, in their overall decision-making skills, because the church had to give their support, right? And then you look at the Protestant countries, they too had to follow the head of church, whoever that may be. So when you look at this guy wields a lot of power. He does, correct? So how does this work out for us? So if you find a whole bunch of cards and this guy pops up in the end, you can say he's definitely judging you or holding you accountable from a moral perspective. That's one way of looking at it. I'm just asking, I hope she's not going rogue on us. Who's going rogue on us? Am I going rogue on y'all? Oh my goodness. Emraid and Dave, who's... Oh my God. What is a Hierophant? Hierophant is somebody who has higher, well, you can look it up in the dictionary and it could be different from what I'm saying, but my interpretation is the Hierophant is somebody who has this innate connection with this with the spirit world and the spirit realm and the other spirit realm and the other dimensions. Hierophant is somebody who can see beyond, who assumes the role of being directly connected to God. Okay, that's what I think. Well, who's going rogue on us? Oh, this black and white deck. Tell us the name of this deck again. Blue Willow. This black and white deck, honey. This is all it is. It's a whole deck. It says, see. So it says here, it's made in Vancouver, Canada, designed and produced by Spicebox. See all the way here? Texas Patriot is awesome. Texas Patriot. You crack me up. You're just so awesome. Gotta love you, girl. Yes. I pay attention to that recycled material and this and that and all that. I do pay attention to that. So we figured out the Hierophant, right? He's number 5 in the tarot. Let's not worry about the numbers right now, because from a numerology perspective, it can get very, very confusing, because I do incorporate numerology too. Texas, Joshua, thank you. Joshua, what else did you do? Did you leave a comment? Joshua, we gotta love you, right? We do. Man in the house. Okay, so thank you, Joshua. You always show up, and your contributions, absolutely love it and appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like I said, the rock. So then let's go back to the Hangman. Just look at the picture. Forget the numbers, y'all. Forget the numbers right now. Right? Look at the Hangman. Right? Does the Hierophant hold the keys to the upper, middle and lower realm, as well as... Wait, does the Hierophant hold the keys to upper, middle and lower realm, as well as that what it can mean in some decks? Yes, it does. It does. It depends on how you interpret it. And yes, the Hierophant there's a downside to the Hierophant too, because exactly what you mean. They do have anointed themselves as to be the go-to person to the world of the dead, the world of the living, the world in between, and the spirit world, and all those things. So with that kind of power comes corruption. So it depends on where he's placed. If he's inverted, if he's reversed, and where he's placed, it could mean his authority is like he's using it for devious purposes. You're absolutely right about that's a whole different level, honey. Crystal, you're in a different. Like I said, we're starting at the. We'll get into all those. I screenshot the tarot deck so I remember the name of each deck. Kirtana shows. I have been very bad, y'all. Okay, I promise I'm going to do that to myself. I will do my best to list the tarot decks I use, but I could not remember where I bought them from. I buy them and I'm over and done with. I don't even keep the receipts. I just chuck them because it's like I'm going to keep them regardless of what. So I will try and list the decks that I use. There are a whole bunch that they don't use for a while, and then I randomly pick them up and I use them, and then settle to give them a rest. So that sort of a thing. Okay, let's go back. Don't mess with Texas. You guys and girls. Okay, the Hangman. Look at the image. So, as we know, it happens in every family. It happens even in the royal family. Wink, wink. We have people who are okay, let me rephrase that. Look at the Hangman. When you look at him, doesn't he look like he's one of those guys who's like, I don't care, I'm happy, I'm just going to hang on this tree, and oh, I'm so bored, so let me hang by my feet and see if I can learn something else. Let me see what else can I see from this angle, this view, That's an image that comes to mind. We know every family has one like this. One of those people who's so lackadaisical, blasé about everything, cool, chill, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and do a whole bunch of nothing. Yeah, I'm actually working. Yeah, I'm actually thinking. Yeah, I'm putting in an effort. Yeah, but yeah. You know what I mean? Things like that. There's always a person like that in every family, right? And in the royal family, aka Henry. So the Hangman also says that you are in a state of limbo. State of limbo doesn't mean that somebody has put you in timeout. State of limbo means you yourself are like, I don't want to do anything at this point in time. I just, like a little morsel, I don't want to do anything at this point in time. I'm just going to sit and waste my time and wait. I'm sitting on my hands. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, mom, no worries. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. No, you're not going to do nothing. You're going to sit and wait. So Hangman is all about waiting, sitting around and doing a bunch of nothing, being in a state of limbo. Hangman also means you are trying to look at things from a different perspective. Now, that could be a positive thing or negative thing. Are you looking at things from a different perspective because you want to get that different perspective so that to add to your progress, to add to your project, to add to your situation in a positive way? Or you're looking at things from a different perspective just because you have nothing else to do and you're wasting your time? This could also mean experimentation in substance and drugs and whatever. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I gotta say, rum and raisins is something that I really do appreciate. But anywho, moving on. Then the Strength card. Don't mess with anybody. I love Kirtana and appreciate her. Blessed be. We're all good, y'all. We're all good. AKA blind. Yes, Becky, you got it. Like suspension, suspended in time, suspended animation. I was born American, doesn't matter the state. Okay. It's just a saying when we do that, so don't get upset. Sherilyn Schaffner, I was conceived and born in Texas. I will be a Texan till the day. Hardcore. Okay, look at the Strength card. Now, the Strength card clearly shows this lady. She is so strong and she's so bold that she is literally, in this card, she's petting the lion's mane under his chin, and there are other cards where you can show her opening like the lion's mouth. I mean, it's showing strength. It's showing that, look, I am so strong, I don't even fear the lion. Okay, I am in the Dollar General trying to buy my items and write down phrases at the same. The Queen of Wands, you crack me up for real. Yeah, Sneaky McPiggy. He looks like a joker or a jester. Yeah, absolutely. My friend Pixie Dust, who is watching but cannot comment. Okay, because I limited this to subscribers only, so I don't know if. Okay, so this goes to show that one is really strong, has no fear, is willing to take on even a lion, is willing to confront. Now, the strength card, when it shows up, we have family here, you know that. Yes, we know that we have family here, the real family. Look, we're just having a chat, okay? It's just like we're having a chat, so let's not take anything too seriously at this point, and let's not be easily offended, okay? Aquarius girl, you better get the phrases if you want to win. Chop chop, I say. Okay. So with the strength card, if it could be a debilitating kind of a situation if it is in the reverse, meaning you're lacking strength, or maybe you need strength, or maybe you should stop being weak and take on this persona of the strength card and say, look, I'm strong, I'm renewed, I'm re-energized, I'm going forth, I'm doing what I want to do, I have to do, and I'm not going to be afraid of anybody I'm not going to be afraid of that lion. I am not, because I have the power, I can control that lion. Okay, so if you have like all these negative cards, like not negative, if you have all the emotional cards like the cup cards, etc., pop up, and then you end up with the strength card, and then so that is to say, I have been emotional, now I've got to a place where I'm really emotionally strong, and now I can move forward and getting whatever I need to accomplish. Okay, so the strength card, it all depends on where it is placed and how it is placed. If it is in the reverse, you're lacking strength, you need strength, your strength has been jeopardized, somebody has challenged you, that sort of a thing. Open here is extremely happy. She's just a brand new subscriber and is very excited to part of your channel. So I'm just sending her messages along to you until tomorrow. Okay. Got it. All right, I understand. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. So I did say, oh, I have a couple of phrases now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wow. Okay. So what is your favorite dessert, everybody, for Christmas time? I know mine is Black Forest. What is your favorite dessert? Dessert, not desert. Did I say desert? Oh my goodness. I probably need to rehydrate. Right. All right, shall we move on? The Fool card. Now, remember I said this is a very, very important card in the deck. I'm very competitive. I listen like a hawk, sees things. Good for you. I had soybean on my list until I realized that was a name. Oh, God. You guys, all right. So with the Fool card, as we all know, in every court, right, in every family, we have that one individual who is always willing to take a risk, who doesn't think, who just dives, jumps in feet first, and then will figure out a way. And somebody's always willing to take the risk, always wanting to go on an adventure. It's like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. No, wait, hold on a second, honey. Let's think about it. No, what do you want to think about? Come on, let's go. We'll figure it out. Come on, let's go. Fly by the seat of their pants. It's like, yeah, I'm happy. Life is happy. Let's go. Nothing seems to get to them. Maybe it does, but they always have this personality or this persona of being very free-spirited, not necessarily tied down. It could also mean they're not very well grounded. Shoot, family is stopping by. I'll have to go. Keep on. Okay, enjoy. Here, just woke up. I'm listening. More phrases than you said. Tapioca pudding with raspberries. Mine is Black Forest. Anyhow, so with the Fool card, it could also mean somebody who is lacking stability. Somebody who's lacking. They are not very well grounded. They need to stabilize themselves. Do we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good for you. So Gold Star Mom, good for you. And she says Italian Christmas cookies. Oh girl, Emre. God, don't even make me think about food. So if you're looking, dream of Jeannie H. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you being here and your contribution, your generosity. Thank you so much. And cheesecake, can't forget cheesecake. I don't know. Anyway, I'll stick to cheesecake. No, I'll stick to my Black Forest. So if a person comes to me for a reading regarding relationship and says, hey, what do you think of this individual? Is this somebody who's going to... Oh, Southern Sky, I haven't said all the 10. I only said 9. One more to come. So, and this card consistently keeps popping up one way, shape or the other. It's, okay, I'm going to say, listen, this person is a little bit adventurous. This person, and if the person I'm reading, like who's come to me for a reading, is very strong earth energy or whatever, and then I keep getting this fool card for the significant other or potential significant other, I'm going to say this person is always off on an adventure. If you're looking for stability, this person may not be the one for you because they're constantly on the move. They'll just pick up and go. You cannot tie them down. They'll just pick up and go. So if you want to be with somebody like that and if it's going to excite you, go for it. Now that's just a small scenario I'm giving. So there's a lot more reason to the Fool card. Fool card also says somebody who's willing to just drop everything and leave. I've seen this card come up in readings when, you know how people have gone missing. They have family and everything all set up and then one fine day they just get up and go. Because they don't want any part of that burden. They want to just completely shut down that lifestyle or that life or that relationship or family, whatever. They're like, I'm done. I'm just going to get up and go. That card comes up. It's unbelievable. It's quite a powerful card. My email is ready to press send with your last phrase, Gold Star Mom. Panettone is also very nice. Banana pudding, chocolate cake. Good Lord, y'all. Okay, moving on. I want to at least finish the major arcana today. Temperance. I'll get into Temperance. Yes, it's a Sagittarius card, all that. When you look at Temperance, look at the 2 cups she's got in her hands. And she's trying to, maybe one cup had too much liquid. She's trying to pour some off to the other cup to balance it. Temperance is all about, yes, temperance, balance, temper your temper, right? Find balance if you are overly anxious. Find balance as far as, try and be as even-keeled as possible if you are hot-tempered. Whatever the situation may be, it's all about finding that happy medium. So if we are in a very volatile situation and the Temperance card shows up with a couple of other cards, I'm going to say, look, this is the time for you to set aside all your crazy thoughts and really find the balance, because if you don't, things are going to get out of control and then bringing it back from that point is going to be very difficult. So when the Temperance card shows up, I say take heed, I say take note, be forewarned. Okay, Temperance card is very, very important to us in terms of finding, understanding that, hey, we are in a situation, now it's a question of make or break. Okay, so this is the point where you really have to find that balance. And the Temperance card also says somebody is very even-keeled. It goes to say, sneaky my picky, it's a big cake. Okay, it goes to say somebody is very even-keeled. Somebody, if you're talking about, if you're describing a person's character traits or personality and the Temperance card shows up, I'm going to say this person is very responsible, very balanced, very even-keeled, does have a good understanding of the do's and don'ts and, you know, the boundaries in life, etc. It's a very even-tempered type of a card. But since it's ruled by Jupiter, there's another end to it. It could be they are so tempered, they are so balanced, they're so even-keeled that they take it to a completely different level where it's like my way or the highway. People who work in the military, etc., in jobs like that, who have to follow protocol, have to keep within the bounds, they also get the Temperance card because they always have to have that balanced approach to anything. They can't step out of the box, they can't think out of the box because it's all regimented type of thing. So that also pops up there. To me, that's my Libra card. Who's Tiramisu? Don't even. Oh my goodness. Okay. But whatever it is, Christmas or no Christmas, you got to start with Thanksgiving, right? That's just around the corner. And how many of y'all like turkey bastings? How many of y'all do that, right? That's very important, right? At least I do enjoy it. This time I want to deep fry a turkey. I'm trying to convince Mark that we must get a turkey or a duck and deep fry it. And he's like, just the two of us. I said, yeah. Even a couple of years ago when we celebrated Thanksgiving and then family came over. Of course, you know what he does? God, it so annoys me. Him and both my boys. You know what they do? So I fry the turkey or the duck or the chicken or whatever, right? And you set it out and you're waiting there for it to stand, and I just turn around to go set the table or whatever. The crispy skin is all gone. In 2 minutes, all three of them will be standing around the center aisle, and within 2 seconds, all the crispy skin, everything is gone. And I like crispy stuff too. I've actually gotten into arguments with them. One time I got so mad because I was looking forward to it, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're a mom, you put your family ahead and all that stuff, and I was so looking forward because it was just so perfect, and I was like, let it just set for 2 seconds, let me go set this on the dining table and come back and I'll grab some of that crispy skin, and it was gone. I got so mad that I went to the bedroom, shut the door and sulked for a good 10 minutes. I feel so embarrassed saying that, but as a grown woman, as an adult, I was so mad, and I was hoping one of them would come and knock on the door and say, okay, Mom, we are sorry. They didn't. Because they were too busy stuffing it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I do like though. It would be good, right? Frying it, of course, you got to be safe and all that stuff. I prefer it fried. I know it's not healthy, then actually roasted in the oven for some reason. I know you can crisp it and do all that stuff, but anyhow, tarot. Okay, Justice card. Good Lord. Okay, there we go. The Justice card. It's a Libra card. It's all about plain and simple justice. It's all about balance. This Justice card will also show up when a situation is saying that ties need to be cut, when relationships will end, when certain relationships, toxic relationships, need to be let go, and you're justified to do that. This is your time to, hey, make your decision, cut that toxic relationship off from your life, and you are justified in doing it. And by doing that, going forward, you will have a more balanced life, because see, she's got the sword and then she's got the balance. So if you decide to cut that toxicity out of your life, which is very justified and it's calling for you to do it, when you move forth, you will have more balance in your life. Justice card reversed in its most simplest form goes to show that there is a lacking of balance, there's a lacking or the inability to cut those toxicities out of your life. There is no justice. It could be literally a reversed judgment. It could be a judgment passed that is not in your favor. This could also simply mean a court case, a court scenario. Justice is going to be passed. This is the very basic, simple meanings. Remember, it depends on how all these cards line up with the others. My husband, Shay, laughed and said, my husband owns a fine dining restaurant. They garnish their dishes with the crispy skin. Yeah, oh my God, girl. I was so mad because I was hoping that one of them, 3 grown men, would come and knock on the door and say, we're sorry, we saved some for you or whatever. No, because they were busy standing there. The turkey and the duck hardly had time to get to the dining table. They had eaten half of it right there, standing by the center aisle. Isn't that mad? Okay. Then we have the High Priestess. As we know in the tarot, the High Priestess is again somebody. Now remember, the Hierophant is different. The High Priestess is different. The High Priestess is somebody who was more in tune, more more connected to the Queen than the King, because this was somebody the Queen went to, right? I need a potion for this. I need a potion for that. How do I get my husband to stop looking at that one and look at me, and I'm having some relationship issues with my husband. Can you help me? So the High Priestess was usually the one who did all of those things. Now, not in a bad way. She, in the modern day, I suppose if you were to talk to her, you would be like, she's the witch on hand, literally the witch on hand, who can cook up potions and who can do all those things. She usually assisted the queen, okay, in the realm of traditional kingdoms, etc. Now, the high priestess also means somebody who does have the ability, who can be intuitive, who is intuitive, who does have the ability to also create scenarios or situations that would have an impact, okay? Does that mean black magic? Sure. Some people it does. Does that mean, this also means that this individual has the ability to create chaos as well. Okay, so you have to watch this card and see how it plays out. The high priestess is again ruled by the moon, so there's a lot of mysticism, there's a lot of magic, there's a lot of things hidden, there's a lot of I'm just going to smile and then I'll go back and do what I need to. Things behind the scenes, hidden kind of stuff. So it's very interesting. The high priestess is very interesting because when she creates all this magic, it doesn't necessarily mean she's doing it to destroy somebody or she's trying to be negative or create destruction. It could also mean positivity. So if she's there working behind the scenes to create something positive, she can very well do that, right? Now, when this is in the reverse position, one scenario is this individual is weakened. So for example, if there was somebody in your realm, in your family, wherever, who had the ability to create magic, as in, not just actual magic, but let's say somebody at work where, if you ever had a problem, you always went to them and they were able to sort out all the issues. Somebody in HR, maybe a mother or an aunt or whoever, you always went to them to say, I have a problem, can you help me? That sort of a thing. If they are in the reverse, it goes to show that they no longer have that ability to resolve your situations for you, or they themselves are in a debilitated state, or they themselves have decided they don't want to assist you. It's time for you to go on and do your own, create your own magic and create your own whatever, resolve your own situations. I messed up. I had deleted 3. That's a Gmail, but how do I send her an email with 10 phrases? Yeah, you just send it to my email, therealtarot1123@gmail.com. Yes, not to the Texas address. Okay, here, let me give you my email address. There you go. therealtarot1123@gmail.com. Okay. Becky Ruther, I just typed out my email address, therealtarot1123@gmail.com. Okay, the Emperor. The Emperor typically, as we all know, is the head of the kingdom, right? He's the one who's a leader. He's the one who makes decisions. He can also be very stubborn, very obstinate, somebody who demands respect, somebody who commands respect, somebody who is not afraid to make decisions. But this person has a sensibility and the maturity to make good decisions which will be beneficial to all across the board. There are moments when he is very harsh, okay, his judgments are very harsh. It may be destroy one individual but for the benefit of somebody else. It could also mean sacrificing something for the good of the whole. It could also mean cutting ties with something, even though it's very hurtful and may seem very uncalled for, because the bigger picture is something else. There is a lot of sacrifice, setting aside your own goals, setting aside your own personal likes and dislikes. Sometimes you just don't look at your heart. You have to think with your head. As much as your heart is saying something else, you have to think with your head to do the right thing. This is a very difficult position to be in, because no matter what you do, no matter what you think, no matter how you think, the final outcome, I'm trying to hold it so there's no glare, the final outcome, people are going to judge you for it one way or the other. So this individual has to have a thick skin, has to have the ability, the broad shoulders to say, no matter what, I'm going to deal with this. Yes, this is the decision I made and I'm sticking to it. So with the Emperor card could also mean obstinacy. It could you know what I mean, stubbornness. It could also mean somebody who's very, very solid, unshakable, very well grounded. But if it depending on other cards around it, it could also mean that this people is very, very this person is very egotistical, inflated sense of ego, extremely power hungry, extremely disregards, has a tendency to disregard what the right thing is, because the power hungry kind of stuff, if that goes overboard, then they don't give a flip about anybody else. So that card is very, very interesting. Yes, it is an Aries card. Hit the like button. Yes, y'all. Junk journal every day. Soybean. What is that? Okay. So then we have the Chariot. The Chariot card is a Cancer card. It's all about movement. If you look at the Chariot, what does the Chariot signify? It's like a automotive, right? It's a mode of transportation. But if you actually look at the Chariot, yes, it is Cancer. It is ruled by the moon. It is also talking about maintaining balance. The Cancer card also says attention to detail. Because if you don't pay attention to detail, if you don't watch where you're going to end up in a crash. Again, all the four wheels of the Chariot have to move in synchronicity to be able to get to where you need to get. If something is off, you're not going to get to where you're going to get in time. Balance is very, very essential. But think about this. Look at the person who's holding the reins of those two sphinxes, if you will. You yourself need to know how to drive, right? So the Chariot card says, first and foremost, how does that translate? First and foremost, you have to know where you want to go. And first and foremost, do you want to go? If you want to go, where do you want to go? Have the destination in mind. Know the end result. What is your goal? What is your bigger goal? What is the bigger picture? What exactly is it that you're wanting to accomplish? What exactly is it that you're wanting to... yeah, Brenda, I'm starving too because I never had breakfast. I'm going to go have lunch after this. What exactly are you wanting to go? Where exactly are you going to go? Find your goal first before you even start thinking about moving ahead. That's the key thing with this card. Of course, if it is off balance, then of course, Mary, yes, thank you, Mary. Oh my God, look at that cutie thingy. Thank you, Mary, for your generosity, and thank you for joining us. She's going to have a bowl of honey bunches of oats. Oh, that's so funny. So this card is very, very essential in terms of, particularly when people talk about my career, where am I going to go, what's my career, what do you see in my charts. If this card pops up in those readings, it says a lot. I mean, it brings so much clarity to the reading with regards to career. Then another thing that, of course, in any reading, right, it shows progress. It shows whether you are going to be progressing. Are you going to be able to go towards your goals? Are you going to be able to reach your goals? If it is in the reverse position, it says, first and foremost, you don't know where you're going. Then how are you going to get there? Do you have a destination in mind? Even as far as relationships are concerned, if this pops up, you can tell if the relationship is going to progress or if it's going to deteriorate. So that's as far as the Chariot card is concerned. Next session we will do the pip cards, because I have a few more. Let's go through this. Wheel of Fortune, ruled by Jupiter. Now, Wheel of Fortune, a lot of people think, okay, if I see the Wheel of Fortune, right? They say, if I see the Wheel of Fortune, that means I'm going to hit the jackpot. Yeah, I wish. I just saw it. I'm going to win the jackpot. Cool, right? The Wheel of Fortune, of course, is about power, right? Because fortune brings power, money brings power, right? Having said that, remember, you're not always going to, not you, with the fortune, there are swings. If you look at anybody's finances, right, a country's finances, a company's finances, it's not always going to be up, and up. That's great. But they will be, if you look at the chart, it'll be up and then stall, then up, then maybe come down, go up. That's always going to be there. With the Wheel of Fortune, if you're considering this card only for finances, it says that Shay Laughter. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you. Oh my God, that is so cool. I love that. Mary S. and Shay Laughter, thank you for your contributions. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate your generosity and for joining us. Thank you. So the Wheel of Fortune clearly says that, yes, but remember, how do you manage this fortune? How are you going to manage it? Because it's going to always keep turning, right? Always keep turning, always keep turning. So when you're on the up and up, it's great. But when you start hitting the low points, how are you going to manage it? What are you going to do? What's your plan of action? How are you going to deal with it? What happens then? What happens then? So depending on the other cards, when you're on the up, there's a lot of light that's going to be shed over there. It brings a lot of clarity. So now you're on the upswing. This is when you have to make the correct decisions. Whether, let's talk about money for just for the sake of it right now. This is when you have the opportunity to make hay where the sun shines, and you have the clarity now to know how to take care of this money that you have, right? Because if you don't take care of it, if you don't invest it properly, if you don't put it where it needs to go, remember the wheel is going to keep turning. And then what happens? So the Wheel of Fortune also says things are going to progress. Now the opposite of progress is regression. So keep that in mind. You can go forward and you can also go reverse. But as you are in a position where you have the opportunity to go forward, how well are you managing things such that when you regress, hopefully you won't, but if you regress, you are not going to regress that far back. So, and with Jupiter, remember, Jupiter never does anything in small quantities. Jupiter never does anything in measured little bits and pieces. Jupiter is like go big, go bigger, or go home, right? So when you see that card come into play and the other cards in play, whatever the situation is it a negative situation, right? Jupiter will say, yeah, I'm going to make it even worse for you. Because Jupiter does everything in big, large quantities. He doesn't look at small ounces or milligrams. He's all about, doing things in large volumes, bulk, right? So if it is a negative situation, be it like a toxic relationship, domestic violence, drug addiction, whatever, when the Wheel of Fortune comes in, you have to watch what cards preceded and proceeded to know whether this is a situation where this person is going to come out of it as in progress or go back into it as in regress. Because when Jupiter goes forward, he goes really forward. When he goes back, he goes really backward. So you have to be careful so you don't go back to rock bottom and hit zero. The Star card is an Aquarius card. The Star card, much like the Temperance, is all about finding balance, okay? But the Star card, look at her, right? She is pouring back. She is giving back. It's not just about balancing the contents in those little containers she's got, but she's also giving back because she has realized, look, I've taken so much, right? I've already got so much. So why not give back a little? Why not contribute back a little? And the Star card is always about, maybe she felt that this particular river or whatever was lacking some water. So she said, I got good reserves. I'm going to top it up. I'm going to try and refill that water line in these rivers. So the Star card is a beautiful, beautiful energy. But I will tell you, it's an Aquarius card, right? And Aquarius is a air energy. But this with the Star card, if you have a set of cards that are a little bit aggressive on the table, and then you have the Star card thrown in the mix of it, depending on where she's placed, it portrays that the aggression is amplified. Aquarius is an air energy, so air fans flames, okay? And then depending on the set of cards, if it is with all the cups cards, then it shows that the emotions are amplified as well. But it also shows, again, depending on how it is placed, that there is a great need to find balance. There is a great need to give back. So we can't always be the one taking. At some point in time, you have to give back to keep that balance. Are you willing to give back? That giving back could be in the form of helping somebody or literally giving back something to somebody. With the Aquarius card, I will also say you have to be careful, watch your words. Okay, if you're in a situation where you're having some kind of a exchange of words, you got to wash your... Brenda, I love it. Be kind, wash your hands, don't make it weird. God bless. I love that, Brenda. Every time you say that, it makes me laugh. But it's so right? Wash your hands. Don't make it weird. Thank you. And be kind. Yes, the three essentials in life, right? So with the Star card, I'm also going to say that there is a opportunity for the spotlight to be on you. Remember, when the spotlight's on you, it's going to show every single flaw, right? So even if you have one head in place, like I'm all constantly trying to do this, if there's a spotlight right here, it's so clear for everybody to see that all your flaws are visible. You can't hide behind anywhere because you're right there in the spotlight. So total transparency, where are you going to hide? So it also calls for being totally transparent and understanding that when the spotlight is on you and everybody is watching you, that total transparency is what is going to determine your true mettle as a person. Do you have the strength of character to stand there and say, yes, I know you can see all my flaws, but yet I stand here before you. So it's a very impressive card too. Then we have the Empress. The king cannot survive. There is no emperor without the Empress. She is the one who truly controls things from behind. She is the softer energy, right? The Empress card, which is ruled by Venus. She is a quintessential mother, right? And Mars is the emperor, ruled by Aries. She's a quintessential mother. She's a softer side to the king. She's the one who tempers things and says, let's get some balance, let's tone it down a little bit. I'll be the one who's going to give you the emotional support. I'll be the one who's going to be the procreator to carry the line forward, that sort of a thing. The Empress also has the ability to procreate and create. Yes, she can't create or procreate without the emperor, we get it. Without his contributions, we get it. But at the end of the day, that creation coming to fulfillment lies in her hands or in her womb, right? So any new project, any new thing that goes forward, if you see the Empress card, it again, depending on the spread, it shows that yes, there is something beautiful to be. There's a lot of abundance. This is a very good, feel-good type of a card, a positive type of a card. But the Empress could also, depending on the circumstances, mean gluttony. It could also mean somebody who's so avaricious in terms of power, and somebody who uses that power for negative things. Okay? And somebody who's constantly thinking and plotting things and keeping things hidden. And that accumulates at the most inopportune moment. They're going to throw it out, and that's going to throw a wrench into everything. So the Empress card, she has a lot of power, but it depends on how she manages the power, right? Is it going to be a more lighter side of a character that's going to be seen, or is it the dark side? The Empress can do a lot of damage, more damage than any of the other court cards. So the Empress and the High Priestess, really they can create so much havoc. Forget the Death card, the Justice card, the Tower card, the Devil card. Forget all of that. The Empress and the High Priestess, don't mess with them. Then we have Judgment. Judgment is a card that, as you can clearly see, right, it's all about, regardless, it's again ruled by Pluto. It's all about, think about Pluto, it's regeneration, right? So something has had to have come to an end to be able to regenerate. The Judgment card is telling us, do we need regeneration here? Do we need to revamp things? Do we need to adjust our thought process, our psyche, okay, so that we can go forward and do it the right way? Judgment card literally means judgment. You get the Judgment card, the Justice card, etc., etc. It could literally mean a court case. But here it is people being judged, people being, a situation needs to be judged. You need to take a step back and look at the situation from a neutral perspective to see what the outcome is going to be or how the outcome should be. And it's asking you to use your head and your heart to make that decision. Let's not just go off of preconceived notions. Let's just not go off because we want to, right? You have to come from a neutral position, from a clear, with a clear conscience to be able to make these decisions. And the Judgment card also says that sometimes it could be a harsh judgment. Sometimes people will judge you for the wrong reasons. It is what it is, a case in point. So Judgment card is a really tricky card in certain ways, and I'll tell you how. If we are in a situation, like let's say a relationship situation, okay, and the Judgment card pops up consistently with one partner, not the other, I'm going to say that partner is very judgmental, literally very judgmental. And thrown into that, if I get a Virgo card in it, I'm going to say, oh my God, this person is constantly judging you. Do you want to be with somebody like that? Because they are the kind of people who will be like, I want so-and-so. Let's talk about a heterosexual relationship. Just no offense meant to same-sex relationships. let's say guy and girl, it could be, I'm just using that, okay, traditional relationship. Can you recommend any books for beginners on how to channel ancestors and spirits to come through more clearly? Yes, I can, Aquarius girl, I can. So first and foremost, when you're talking about your ancestors, you need to have something around your house where you have like a little altar for your ancestors. People don't realize the power in that. I'll come to that. So with the Judgment card and a Virgo card, I'm going to say these people are very, very nitpicky. They want their significant other to have a particular style of hair. They want their nails to be done a particular way. They want the hair to be a particular color. They get mad at you if you put on a little bit of weight. They want you to be able to always wear a particular type of jeans, a little bit of a control situation, constantly judging you. You know, I cooked a meal, I did all of this, and the place setting was a little off. Very judgmental people, and those are the control freaks. And are you sure you want to be with a control freak? That card pops up quite a bit. So that's that. The Death card, right? Death card can mean physical death. Let me show that to you. Okay? But the Death card, I am the weird one. I get lost in myself trying to find myself. Well, no, there's nothing weird in that. Because Aquarius, she's standing in the air pouring the water. Yeah. So one more thing I'm going to say with the Death card is it's not necessarily physical death. There are a whole bunch of other cards that need to pop up for that, to support that. Death card literally means ending of a situation, ending of a particular circumstance, ending of a relationship, ending of a cycle, ending of a season, ending of an illness, ending of, thought process. Because change is going to come, because this has obviously not worked for you for so long. So everything has an organic time cycle, life cycle, right? Everything does have its organic cycle, right? Time and cycle. And everything has to go through its own organic phase, life cycle, right? So even a situation, even a relationship, right? So everything will have its own little route, its own way, the way things have to go. So when you see the Death card pop up, it's going to say that maybe this situation needs to end, or maybe this situation has ended, and for good reason, because it served its purpose or not. So therefore, you have to clear this, okay, this space, so something new can come in. And if you're still hanging on, you'll be continuously held in that phase of void, so nothing else is going to come through. So the Death card in a way is really, really good. I take it in a very positive way, unless of course it's surrounded by some weird set of cards, right? Oh, why do I feel like I got Bernie's hair? How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all find that, right? You'll be all dressed nicely and you go somewhere and all of a sudden you'll find dog hair or cat hair. Oh my goodness. Shoot. And Bernie doesn't jump on the bed, so I know that for a fact, but his fur is all over all the time. Right at the moment, Bernie and I are both shedding because my hair is falling a lot, so it's a big joke around the house. Is that Bernie's hair or is that mom's hair? Anyhow, so with the Death card, actually, please don't ever get rattled when you see the Death card. Take into consideration what is preceding or proceeding these cards to make that determination. Death card in many, many ways is a very, very welcome card. The Death card and the Tower card, I am telling you, it is awesome, because it is saying that something needs to come down so something new can come in. That means whatever that new thing is knocking on the door, so it's on you to let this negativity go so that that new stuff can come into your life, right? So let's go to the Devil card. And this to me is temptation, heightened sexual energy, toxic relationships, codependencies, dependencies, negative thinking, okay, a need, a want, a craving to do stuff that is not necessarily conforming to righteous things. The Devil card could also absolutely mean I do always dog hair everywhere. Oh my God, y'all. I get the car cleaned, I vacuum the car, do everything, all that good stuff, and then sure enough, there'll be dog hair. Anywho, so the Devil card also means that with regards to people, right, dependencies, this could signify that you are in a wrong relationship. You are in a situation that does not behoove you. This situation is going to pull you down. There is something here about control. It's about, like I say all the time, puppet and puppeteer. To me, this card is a clear example of that. It's temptation. Somebody trying to tempt you, to distract you, so they can come around and do something else. You got to be careful when you see the devil card, because when we talk about codependent relationships and toxic relationships, etc., and being controlled, right, and throw it with the Aquarius card, and when I talked about control freaks and relationships, this is another card that would accent that, or would emphasize that. You best get out of the relationship because it's not good for you. And when we talk about the devil card, it also means there is a very, very intense interest, need, craving into all kind of sexual activities. Either your sexual activity, your need for sexual activity, or your need for sex is heightened, or you have some weird all cravings that way, or it could also be a little on the negative side, meaning that nymphomania, if you will. But then this addiction doesn't necessarily have to be sex. It could be to food, it could be to drink, it could be to shopping, it could be constantly the grass on your lawn grows 1 centimeter tall and you want to mow it down, obsessions, right? So it could show us a lot. This devil card, when it pops up, it gives us a lot of information, a lot of insights into the psyche of the person, not so much the physical person, like physical, not so much as the physical body of the person, but more on the psyche of the person, the mental, the emotional quotient. It really sheds a lot of light on that. So again, how do you read it? It depends on what the situation is, who you're reading for, why. And this card is related to Capricorn. So when it pops up as a primary card, when you're reading for a Capricorn, then you know it is, you know that's a legit stuff. The Magician, very, very powerful card, very powerful, because the Magician card can go, it's the number 1 card, right? Look, he's got all the 4 suits. He's got the pentacles, he's got the swords, he's got the wands, he's got the cups. And he has the overall Magician's wand in his hand too. So the Magician card is very, very powerful. It is very powerful, but at the same time, if it is misplaced, if it is in the hands of the wrong person, chaos, absolute chaos. I always tell people, when you have the Magician card, be careful. It could literally mean somebody is doing magic. It could literally mean that somebody is trying to negate you, somebody is behind you. They'll be nice to your face, but behind you they're trying to do something to undermine you. It could literally mean the universe has given you the power now. The universe has blessed you with the magic wand. You can create whatever you want. You have the power to create whatever you want. Go for it. But with that kind of a responsibility, with that kind of a power comes a lot of responsibility. How do you deal with it? How do you manage it? Where exactly do you want to implement that power in your life? And are you willing to deal with the repercussions of that? Be the repercussions good or bad? Can you deal with it, right? Short hair dogs shed more than long haired dogs. I discovered that. Okay. I see the Brian Gabby case through your descriptions. Yeah, very true. Y'all, I can't believe y'all are still here, okay? We are almost 3 hours into it and you guys haven't told me to shut up. I'm so glad. So this card is very powerful card. It can also, like the devil card, show you the psyche of the person, what their true intentions are. Okay, moving on, the Hermit card. Right, the Hermit is a Virgo card. It's all about introspection. Very simply, Hermit card is about introspection. Yes, if you look at it, this could also mean, don't look at the word. Wait, don't look at the name. So if you look at it, it literally shows you a guy holding a lantern trying to find his way. Right? So the Hermit card is a card of introspection. It's literally trying to find your way, wherever that may be, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or even physically trying to find your way. It could also mean that some light needs to be shed on some areas of your path that have been under darkness. So your path is unclear. You need to shed light on that. You need to introspect. You need to go back to the drawing board and reconfigure what your plans are. Maybe reroute. Maybe figure out that sort of a thing. The Hermit card is really very simple in its but not in any way lesser. But it is very simple in its significance as far as the tarot is concerned. It's all about showing the right way. How will you find the right way if you have not introspected? How will you find the right way? First and foremost, you have to go back and figure out where exactly you want to go, like the Chariot card, okay? And then how are you going to go it? Once you figure out those things, then you'll be able to shed light on your path, meaning figure out the route and then go forth. But with introspection, the Hermit card pops up a lot when people have depression. It pops up a lot. Judy, and true Aquarius girl, does it take you forever to go to sleep because your brain is going? Yes, 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 it does. Me too. I can't just go lay on the bed and fall asleep. I can't do that. I'll need at least an hour or so. Anyway, so with the Hermit card, it comes up a lot when people are going through depression. I've seen this card pop up, believe it or not. It's as weird as it sounds. People who have dementia, this card pops up a lot over there. And it also pops up with people who are actually suicidal. Very, very unfortunate. It does pop up because they are thinking, they're introspecting, they're going inward, they're refusing to share emotions with others, they're refusing to talk with others, they're just looking for answers within. It's a very, very telling card, and if you catch it at the right time, this card has helped save so many people's lives, particularly people who have been suicidal. Family members don't even know. They'll be like, oh, my son or my husband or my wife or my sister or my friend is acting strange. I just don't know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. And in the reading, it will pop up. This will pop up. And that's when I tell them, you need to go and talk to them and give them all the assistance that they need, because they are not in a good place emotionally. And then they'll come back and they'll send me an email and they'll say, thank you so much. I just found out that whoever, John Doe, was actually thinking about suicide. That card pops up a lot. So pay attention when this card pops up, the Hermit card. It's not just about going inside and saying, searching and saying, do I really want to eat my, country fried steak or not? Yeah, I mean, I'm just joking. I'm trying to be a smart ass right here. But pay attention when this card pops up. A lot of soul searching happens with this card. It's a very deep card, very deep card. And then with that, you throw some cup cards in it, like the water sign cards. It shows a lot. The Lovers card, as we were all waiting. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. This card is fantastic. It's a Gemini card. It's the yin and the yang. It's, Adam and Eve, however you want to call them, right? This is a beautiful card. But with this card, it doesn't necessarily have to mean like a significant other relationship. It could mean platonic relationships with your family members, with your loved ones. This card pops up a lot with twinsies. A lot. This card. When I'm reading for people and there's just one person here, I want to read about my sister. I want to know about my sister. And I usually, when I do that, I pick up like this particular deck. I have two of them, right? Because I like to keep it consistent. There are some decks that I have twinsies, so I use the same for couples reading or family members reading or partnership readings, right? If it pops up and I'll be like, hey, do you have a twin? Or somebody who's very close to you in age, they'll be like, yeah, I have a twin sister or I have a twin brother. It's funny how this card pops up. This card also means business partnerships. When you have this Lovers card pop up in a business relationship with the Two of Cups, with the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, whatever have you, it tells us a lot about how that business relationship is going to progress. Is it all fine and dandy now? Is that a business relationship that's going to last for a long time? The Lovers card also tells us that yes, even though it's a Lovers card, even though everything is lovey-dovey and all beautiful, the other side of it is be cautious and be aware that you are going to have a few little arguments and disagreements in your relationship. Be prepared for it. This card says, in an ideal world, yes, okay, it's a beautiful card. It's all love and great and fantastic. It's twinsies. It's all about the twos. Two of Cups, Two of Coins, Two of Swords, whatever. So Two of Cups, emotions. Two of Coins, opportunities. Two of Swords, what does that mean, right? And Two of Wands, what does that mean? So there is an opportunity for polarities to happen, meaning disagreements to happen as well, depending on what other cards are around. Now, with this card also being a Gemini card, it says very mercurial energy. Okay, again, depending on what cards are around it, the relationship could be very mercurial. They could be up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, we love you, love you, love you. Oh my God, I can't stand him. Oh my God, I hate him. That kind of a volatility in the relationship as well. So it may not necessarily always be that very perfect, calm and cool, solid relationship. It could be a very, very like volatile relationship. One moment we love each other, we are having hot sex, and the other moment is like, I can't stand you, get out of here, get out of my house, throw out all their clothes, throw out all their toothbrush, throw out all that stuff. And the next moment, oh honey, I miss you, come back. That could signify that also, I kid you not. And then we have the Sun card. I definitely need to rewatch this. I know it's a little bit boring for some of you because I'm explaining the cards like from the beginning, and some of you are probably way above this level, but I had said I was going to start at ground zero, and that's why I'm doing this. So I do apologize for those of you who are already advanced, but for those of you who are watching from the beginning, I hope it helps, right? So we have the Sun card. The Sun card signifies literally the sun. It also signifies thank you for your donation. I missed something. Oh my God, sneaky. I missed it. What? Somebody donated and I didn't even pay attention. Oh my goodness, I'm so terrible. Thank you so much, Sneaky. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am kind of scared to read tarot because I do not want to invite negative. No, don't ever be scared of that. Let me finish about this card and Gold Star Mom. I'm going to tell you, okay? Actually, I got 2 more cards after this. Let me finish it and then I'll explain that to you. Don't ever be scared. Okay, so with the Sun card, it literally means the sun, and the sun rules Leo. On the other hand, the Sun card signifies children, okay? Small, young children. The Sun card says the sun is shining, make hay while the sun shines. The Sun card says automatically whatever, like the Moon card, when everything is closed and still hidden, the Sun card says now you have an open field, the roads are open, go forth and do what you will. But remember, just because the gates are open, you're not going to rush off blindly, full speed, no brake, and crash into a wall somewhere, right? You have to be cognizant about that. The Sun card could also mean blinding energy. It could be overwhelming energy. Remember the solar, the heat, the solar energy. So if you're not careful and if you're not prepared to handle this energy the way it is supposed to be handled, you are going to get burnt. You're going to get blinded. So be very careful when the Sun card pops up too. Again, yes, it's beautiful. Sun card is lovely because nothing in the world can happen without the sun. If the sun were to shut down, ice age, there's nothing left, right? So that kind of power, that kind of energy is a little hot to handle. It's like hot type of thing. So you have to be very, very careful depending on where and when the Sun card pops up too, right? And the Sun card could literally, I have seen this, mean that a person could be burnt, like physically, like burns, right? Either caught in a flame or something like that. That card has popped up. I did a reading just recently. I want to say about 2.5 weeks ago, right after I got back or somewhere around there. And this lady, she's actually, she's Canadian. And so she didn't tell me anything. She wanted to do a reading for her daughter. And she's like, okay, can you? I said, okay. I just need to know about my daughter. Is she alive and well? So we went through the reading, whatever, and she didn't tell me anything. She just gave me her date of birth, her name, and her city and state of birth and time of birth. And I said, this child, this young lady, she is alive physically, but she's dead. And I said, and this card popped up, and I was like, there's something off here, there's something off here. I had to sit and think about it for a second because I wasn't understanding, I wasn't connecting the dots. And then when I did my pendulum thingy, I finally dawned on me that the Sun card is coming here and it's burn. That's all I kept hearing in my head, burn. And then I asked her, I said, does your daughter have like 60% or whatever burns on her body? And she goes, what do you mean burns and what do you mean 60%? Because this card popped up 6 times. 6 times. Okay? And that's when I correlated and I said 60%. And when I did the charms, I got 6 and 0. I said 60% of her body has burns. pin drop silence on the phone. And I was like, okay, she hung up the call because she thought I was crazy, or must think I'm like these other people called me a fake. She also must be thinking the same thing. I said, okay, fine, whatever. Then I'm like, hello, are you there? And she goes, yes, I'm there. And then I said, okay, what happened? She says, yes, my daughter was in an accident and 60% of her body is burnt. And she was still in hospital, which is so sad, just broke my heart. And the accident had nothing to do with the daughter. She, unfortunately, see, that's what happens. You know, the wrong person at the wrong place is the one who ends up. Innocent people typically get that. So when you read the sun card, it's all nice, it's all beautiful. The sun is shining, life is good, summertime, yay, this, that, and the other. But watch what cards are around it. What are you reading for? Okay, if you're talking about making an investment and the sun card pops up, then yes, you could say it's going to be a good investment, go for it. So it depends on what you're reading for. That's what I keep telling people all the time. What is the subject you're reading for? What are the questions you're asking? Who is asking these questions? For whom? And the sequence of cards that pop up. Doesn't matter how many times we start from the beginning, we always tend to learn something new so that, the Sneaky McBee, so you're so awesome. Thank you for saying that. Can you ask a question for me? My birthday ID maybe Tessie Cooper. May 30th, 1960. No, honey, this is not a session where we're asking personal questions. This is just like a tarot learning type of a thing. Or not learning, I hate to say that. Sharing of knowledge. You can send me an email, okay? Okay, then we have the World card. Completions, right? The World card is all about completions. A cycle coming to its completion. Right? Literally, the world is at your feet. Literally, you're standing on top of the world. Literally, it's a cycle. You're going through a completion. Okay? Now, what is the other card I said about completions? The Chariot card, right? Remember I said that? No, the Wheel of Fortune. Where did it go? The Wheel of Fortune and the World card have a lot in similar. There we go. Okay, so with the World card, we talk about, having that privilege of being in the spotlight and having literally the world opening up. You have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. But it could also mean ending of a cycle. It could also mean a completion of a cycle. The World card could also mean spiritual enlightenment, spiritual maturity. It could mean spiritual evolution. Sherilyn Schaffner, I want to rewatch and take proper notes. I feel that my guides are willing and ready. If I go on intuition, I surprise myself. I need to learn how to allow them to guide. Thank you, Sherilyn. You are so generous. Thank you so much. And what you're saying is true. Trust your guides. Trust your guides. See, don't worry about what people say. See, like I say this all the time, right? Let me complete this. The World card, and I'll answer your question, Sherilyn. And somebody else had a question about negative energy. So with this World card, it's a completion of a cycle. The World card also will pop up when somebody is physically dying or dead. The World card also will pop up because it's a completion of a cycle. It's a completion of a life. So that card has, I wouldn't call it a double-edged sword, but it does signify when a person is actually going to die, or they are just recently deceased or whatever, or they are dead. It does pop up. It's unbelievable, this card. People are like, oh my God, I'm on top of the world, I'm king of the world. Yeah, all that's true too. But at some point in time, you're going to have to get off that high horse because somebody else is going to take over the place, right? It's like the young bull versus the new bull. The young bull versus the old bull. And they also say the higher the rise, the harder the fall. This card will tell you that as well. When I do political readings, readings for these politicians, and this card, surprisingly enough, the politicians that I have done readings for, whenever this card pops up, they all get excited. And then when I explain it to them, they'll all be like, oh no, they get so demotivated. But I have to explain to them what this means, right? So they get all happy, oh, the world is at my feet, but then the downside to that is what? So again, it depends. Is it like this? Is it like this? Or when we start the reading, it's reversed, and then as you progress, something else pops up, and then when you shuffle, get clarifiers if it comes up top. It makes so much of a difference. That will signify the death, the ending of anything, spirituality, spiritual mindset, thought process, psychosis, depending on how it pops up. People who are come out of who are in remission, or come out of have been cleared from cancer, long-term diseases, who have been restricted in bed because of an accident, they couldn't move about, and now all that is done and over, completion of a cycle. That will also mean that people are now ready to go, move forward, do what they need to, accomplish what they can. This is their opportunity. That window of opportunity here also will be what it is. Again, you can tell whether you 18 months, 24 months, depending on what are the cards and clarifiers you get. And for that time, I always use these cards. I'll get into this. This is very, very interesting. You guys should actually incorporate even these regular deck cards, because the 4 suits correlate to the 4 suits in our tarot, and the time, you can also tell the time in this. This comes much later though. And last but not least, we are going to end on this guy, the Tower card. Don't ever be afraid when you read the Tower card. Don't ever be afraid. People always freak out. They say, oh my God, the Tower card. Okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah, it could literally mean a building establishment is coming to an end. It could mean a relationship is coming to an end. It could mean whatever is coming to an end. But remember, just because it's coming to an end doesn't mean nothing else is going to happen, right? Yeah, this has to come down so that something new can come in. So why are we always getting our knickers in a twist about the Tower card? Right? But this is another one of those cards will always give us a heads up, more so in relationships. And in financial readings, I've seen this card carries a lot of weight. Not that it doesn't in other readings. In relationships and finances, which is what is it that 90% of the readings, am I going to get a job? Am I going to be fine financially? Am I going to find love? That's usually what, it's normal for us human beings to be concerned about all these things. This card carries a lot of weight in people who come to me for financial readings, like your investors and whatever, and also in relationships. People who are going through divorce, this card they come through. They all get scared. Oh my God, am I going to get divorced? Yes, honey, you are going to get divorced. Oh my God. No, this relationship has run its course. You may not want to divorce, but it is not in your hands. You have finished your karmic ties with this person in this life. You may not want to divorce, but that person has already checked out. What are you going to do? And this card pops up. No matter what this individual does or does not do, that's the end of that relationship. So it will behoove you to set it free so that you can hasten onto your new journey and new stuff coming to you. This card also pops up when people they're grieving or they're done with grieving. The reason I didn't get, now I'll tell you guys, I didn't get all my cards out in order was I got a whole bunch of calls literally in the middle of the night on my personal cell, and it was my son, and he was so devastated, and I missed the first 2 calls because I had put it on very low volume, and then because I don't want the phone call to come through and mark to be disturbed, and then I heard it the 3rd time it rang. His friend's brother literally dropped dead, like just dropped dead. So Malika, her brother, 38 years old, 38 years young, he works in a hospital in the HR department. He's got a 2-year-old daughter. His wife is now pregnant with the 2nd baby. He was not too happy. And not too happy in the sense he would have preferred to have just one child, because he always would say, I want to give everything to this one child. But they were okay with the pregnancy. They were not going to terminate it or anything. They were going to have the baby because it's a blessing, right? So he woke up in the morning and he was feeling a little uneasy. And so, his wife said, why don't you stay home today and relax and whatever. No, I need to go to work. Got ready, everything, got in the car. He was feeling a little uneasy in his chest, a little tightness. Went to work, and he went straight away and got his EKG or whatever they do. It was normal, because that's the first thing they do if you say tightness in the chest. And they said, let's run some more tests. And he's in the HR for this really huge hospital. So he said, okay, I'll go get some breakfast in the hospital canteen and then I'll come back and we'll do other tests. So he goes to the canteen, he meets all these doctors. So they're all 6 or 7 of them. He's the only one from HR. The others are all doctors from various departments. They're all sitting and eating their breakfast. He gets up and he just drops. Okay? In the hospital canteen with all these 6 or 7 doctors. They all jump on him. They all do, not jump on him, but they all immediately start, they code this, that and the other and immediately pick him up, rush him to ER, and they're right away they're hitting and pumping his chest, trying to get him to whatever. 1 hour they tried. Couldn't bring him back. So what do you say? That was it. It had to come to an end. There was no other way. Think about what I just said and the correlation to this card. Something must come to an end. No matter what you do, it will come to an end because it's run its course. He is an employee of one of the major hospitals in that city. He is the head of HR. He goes to have breakfast in the hospital canteen with 6 doctors. All of them are sitting around the table eating breakfast. Okay, none of those doctors were able to help him right away. They immediately, literally within 60, 90 seconds, they rush him to ER, do everything. They couldn't bring him back. It had to end. His life cycle was over. So no matter where he was or how many professionals were there in the medical field, right there, sitting right next to him eating, they couldn't help him. So this card is very interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop with this today. Next time I will pick up, we will not talk about the major arcana next time because I'll go through the suits. Okay? I think the next session I want to finish just the suits as far as the tarot is concerned, and then we can do a mini spread, like a random spread. Okay? Like if anybody pops up a question, I can do a mini spread and say what it means, so that way you guys will be able to connect. Okay? Now, one thing I want to ask you guys is, do you want me to do this once a month or do you want me to do it twice a month? Because if we do it the twice a month, I can do it the first Saturday and the third Saturday. Or do you want me to do it every Saturday for a little bit, which can be a bit disruptive because of Christmas and Thanksgiving, until we get past this? Or how do you guys want to do? Because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you guys to feel what a waste of time, because that would really, I'll feel terrible about myself. So you guys tell me, how do you want to do this? I can do this every Saturday, same time, or we can do it twice a month or just stick to once a month. Now I need my glasses because these Texas Patriot, I couldn't do this without you, honey. I'm telling you that. I'm so very sorry, my sincerest. Yeah, it is terrible, isn't it? It's a Tower card represented by the planet. Yeah, you could say that. The Tower card, yes. It's Mars. It's all about, I wouldn't say Uranus, but yes, Uranus, as we all know, sudden changes and shocks, etc. But in my humble opinion, the Tower card is ruled by Mars. Because Mars is also like that. It's all sudden, it's all shock, and it's quick, right? Mars doesn't wait around for anything. So you could say it's Uranus as well as Mars, depending on what school of thought you think. But Uranus, yes, is about sudden... See, but I don't know so much about Uranus, because Uranus is sudden shocks, but it also means changes, sudden changes. So yeah, I suppose you're right. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you. Twice a month? Somebody, wait, let's go back. I think twice a month. Somebody said twice a month. Somebody saying every week, Gold Star Mom. Oh, I had to address Gold Star Mom. And I had to address Sherilyn Schaffner. Didn't she have a question too? Oh my goodness, I lost it. I want to rewatch and take proper notes. Wait. Gold Star Mom. Oh, I missed the other question. Gold Star Mom, your question was about negative energy. Okay, so remember, tarot is a tool, right? Like any divinatory tool. If you're worried about inviting negative energy, you have to do your ritual. Every one of us have our own little rituals, right? You set up your candle, you have a cross, you have your holy water, whatever your faith may be. your incense, your sage, whatever it may be, always first start with saying first cleanse your area. I do that every day. In the morning, I cleanse my area, say my prayers, and start my reading, my recordings, whatever. Make sure I have fresh water, a candle. Even if I don't let the candle burn the whole way, like this one is done, I at least let it light for when I'm done with the prayers, and then I turn it off because I don't want to be forgetting. And sometimes Bernie comes with his tail and his wagon and it falls and all. I kind of freak out. So I at least light the candle for a few minutes until the candle is like, I finish my prayers, and then I blow it out or pinch it out. And then the incense, whatever your process is, sage, your crystals, whatever you do, just say a prayer and just, you are responsible and you are in control of your energy field. So you determine who comes into your energy field and who doesn't. It's a very, very mental thing and an emotional and spiritual thing. So you can just say a simple prayer that I do not give permission to any negative energy to enter my realm or my energy field or whatever. Only positive energy is welcome, and in the name of God, or say the Lord's Prayer or whatever. If you are able to do that to protect your energy, that's all you need. Okay, but if we consciously go out there expecting and wanting negative energy to come in, negative energy will come in. And sometimes people do consciously ask for that negative energy. When they are up to doing all that nefarious activity with all the crazy magic that they do, they rely on all those kind of energies to assist them. But I will also say, at the end of the day, when you finish your readings, finish your cards, say a closing prayer, anything, simple thing like thank you so much or whatever your prayer is. And again, do a little bit of sage or whatever. If you don't have anything, just get holy water and put it around. Whatever, if you're somebody who follows organized religion, if you're a Celtic, if you, more on the spiritual side and, that sort of a thing, if you belong to a coven or whatever, you know what prayers to say, you do whatever that is appropriate, right? I hope that answered your question. Negative energy will not just come in because they want to come in. If your energy field is weak, they will come in. So you need to protect yourself. Somebody had another question and I said, I will answer, and whatever works for you. Cheryl, if your notifications don't work, what you need to do is unsubscribe and subscribe back again. Apparently that helps. Oh, your brother had 2 heart attacks. Yeah, Brenda, I know you told us he was in the hospital. I hope he's doing better. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not wasting your time. The frost didn't kill my sage plant. I just bought her, and yeah, those are nice to have around the house. Is there a proper way to cleanse? You say sage. Is there a proper way to purchase sage and prayers? So somebody else had a question and I said I was going to answer it and I forgot. So I get sage, right? This sage smells a bit off, y'all. I won't lie to you. It depends on what other herbs are mixed with it. Okay? Regular sage, there's so many different kinds of sage. Go to the store and just smell it and see what works for you. It doesn't have to be a particular kind. If you don't even have sage, go get some incense sticks. Let me show you. So I just brought this out to God. So this is like incense I have. These are those little oh, it smells so good. Those little cones. See? So these, you guys, don't go and spend a whole bunch of money doing all this crazy stuff. Sage and incense, believe it or not, Walmart sells it. Okay, the dollar store sells it. I have a lot of different kind of incense. Like I have myrrh over here. Then I have that for the full moon. I have frankincense. Okay, I don't know how many I have. Whoa, hello. I have frankincense. Then I have sage and citrus. Okay. Then I have, this is some, oh, smells so good. Even if you go to Five Below, you get it. Black cherry. Oh, wait. Oh God, can't even hold that straight. So the reason why I have different kinds of sage is because I do a lot of work. I do a lot of spiritual work too. Okay, I don't want to put it on the ground. Well, oh my goodness. Okay, see, this is a different kind of sage with flowers in it. All right, or you can even light a Palo Santo stick. Oh, this is so good. So any one of these things you can get from the grocery store, which is a little bit expensive. You don't have to go to a spiritual store. You can go to good old Wally's. You can go to the dollar store. You'll be amazed. Y'all, I'm not ashamed to say I go to the dollar store, Dollar General, Dollar Mart, whatever the dollar thingies are. I have found such awesome stuff there. This last season, I went there and I got seeds, for planting, like $1, and they were on discount, so they were like 80 cents or something like that. And I was like, okay, if it comes, it comes, it doesn't. I planted them all and they all sprouted. Beautiful. And then you get, if you go to Home Depot and Lowe's and all that, you want potting soil or soil, they have those big bags. In the dollar store, you get those 5-pound bags, which is all you need sometimes. Why do you have to go and struggle with that? Also, if you go to Five Below, they have a lot of these things like incense sticks and these aroma oils and sage and all that stuff. Go pick up that. So anything, there is no particular way. And if you don't have any of these things to cleanse, get a tea candle, okay? But be careful. You don't want to burn your cards. Get a tea candle, set it there, hold your card. So let's say this is your tea candle, right? I'm just going to show you. This is your, here, this is your tea candle, right? Just assume that. You hold your cards in your hand and you just do that. That's all you need to do. It's like giving it some energy, giving it some, and say your prayers. More than on this physical things, it's a prayers. It's what you speak, what you intend, what you're thinking in your heart. That's what makes all the difference. So if you can do that little prayer and the little cleansing thing, some people, you know what they do? They just get a bowl of water. They sit there, like I have this bowl of water. I have to put this, y'all. I have a vague feeling I'm going to make a mess here. Hang on one second. Let me just set this back. Because knowing me and how clumsy I am, right? I would have definitely dropped it. See, I have this, right? It's got water in it. You can just set this little bowl of water every day. Make sure you get a fresh bowl of water. Like, make it fresh. Just tap water. It doesn't have to be a gallon. It can be a small little cup. It can be something in a little container like this. This is again some cute. I get these tea candles from. This is a cute little thingy, and just say a prayer over this water, right? And you can just even hold like that over here. Don't get the cards wet. So some people tell me I'm a Cancerian, Pisces, or a Scorpio. I'm a water energy, so I do all my cleansing and my prayers with water because that's the element they resonate with. Some do it with fire, some do it with air, which is incense. Fire is candle, right? And some do it with the earth, which is basically your crystals, etc. Whatever sings to you, do that. So then let's do this. We will make this twice a month. So how about we do this on the 1st and the 3rd Saturday? Would that work for you guys? Give me a thumbs up if that works for you guys. Yes. 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 Same thing here. Oh, well. You hear that? Yes. I have this one. Of course, I'm repurposing it because this is how this goes. Like so. That's how that goes. Yes, you can use that too. Like somebody talking about the Tibetan singing bowl. So, okay, first and third Saturday. Okay, next time can you also maybe show a very basic spread and explain how to read it? Yes, I will definitely recommend books. I promise I'll be better organized. I won't be all scattered now, okay? I do apologize, y'all. My favorite cleansing stick is Palo Santos. Yes, it smells awesome. Wonderful. Yes, exactly. So many things can work. Salt, sunshine, whatever. See, here on my desk, I have all the elements. I have earth, which is the crystals, and rock, etc., right? Right? And if you want to see all of these things, all of this, right? I have all my crystals. I have a whole bunch here. And for water, I have my water bowl. For fire, I have my candle. For air, I have my incense. And for the energy of the universe, the bell. So it all works. Okay? Energy hugs. Alina, happy. I'm late work, but yes, please do. I'm glad you were able to join us next time. Yes, ma'am, I sure will. I promise. I'm definitely a beginner, but also spiritual. You all are my teachers, and I am going to give it a go. I also am a protectionist Virgo, so I know I will overthink it. It's okay. You are who you are. So I have many incense sticks. Also, my favorite loose incense is copal. Copal is very good. I have all those things. Yeah, if I could only show you the stuff I have here, you'll be like, this girl, this lady is like totally like from a different world, because I'm so into. I use everything, y'all. I do a lot of spiritual work. Nag Champa is beautiful, but y'all, before y'all do anything, please be careful. If y'all have any allergies, watch. Okay, take care of that. I use a lot of stuff. I use cinnamon, okay, rose petals, a lot of herbs. I use all of that. I use a lot of essential oils, a lot of all the stuff. When I'm doing spiritual work, I light candles. I work on the candles. I anoint it with certain oils. I also anoint them with certain herbs, certain flowers. Okay, not all flowers are for everything. It's not that you can use one flower for everything. There are different flowers that you use for different things. And then I do my candle work, I do my spiritual work, I do all of that stuff. But I would be more than happy to share all that with you guys, but we'll take it one step at a time. And it has such an impact. You know, we may think, why are you wasting money, and why are you doing this, and why are you doing that? No, it does. It's not a waste of money. If you think of this as a waste of money, then forget it. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. But I'm not saying go and spend $1,000 on buying a whole bunch of cards or whatever. No, do it slowly, one step at a time. I don't know where my seashells are. I thought I had them here. Now they're completely missing. No, I have them here. Is it this? People often use a feather. Yeah, absolutely, whatever. Oh, you're very welcome. Dollar store. Oh my God, why is this not popping out of this now? Well, it isn't. See, I have this. It's not. I'll show it to you some other time. That's being a mess. Where are my... I have my bag of rune stones over here, as you all can see. These are all my rune stones. Okay. Then I have my shells, which I also work with. My cowrie shells. Oh, I'm going to drop them. Let me show them to you one by one. Right? My cowrie shells. I have 4 of them. There we go. So there is a lot. Like I said, these are all divination tools. You can use even your pendulum. You can use your different kinds of pendulum. And one thing I want to say, y'all, with pendulums, right? You don't have to go out there and you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money and buy pendulums for years and years and years and years. You know what I did? I had a very thin gold chain, and it had a little pendant. It was actually a ruby pendant. It was just a ruby on a clasp. For years, I used that as my pendulum. for so many years. Then one day my mom was like, "Why is that over here?" And I said, "No, Ma, I use it as a pendulum." And she says, "What is wrong with you? Why don't you go get yourself an actual pendulum?" And I was like, "No, this works." She went and got me my first pendulum. Because she's like, "What are you doing using your chain and your little pendant as a pendulum?" And it was fine. It gave me the same result. So, and then after that, I put that piece of jewelry away. And then some people, they put a ring. Then, of course, you have your these rods, I will put a link to this in my next time. Carmel, thank you, Carmel. I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate you. Thank you. So I'll put a link, particularly for those divining rods. That guy is really good. I had an issue when he sent me the first pair, and then he decided to kind of send me another pair and all that. I said, "No, I just want you to know I'll send this back to you, but send me the right one." And he was very nice, but I'll put a link to, and he also sends a little booklet on how to use it and all that stuff, or whatever, some basic information. I have a lot of work to do, like putting up information on my channel videos, and I have to do that. I know I haven't been good at it. I have to do that. So twice a month we will do the first and third Saturday, same time. We will stick to it, 11 a.m. Next time I will go through all the suit of cards, and really quickly I'll go through the suit of cards, and then we'll do a little mini spread, okay? And then what I wanted to actually share is, I wanted to, let's start with that, then it'll come to us. Somebody asked me another question and I completely missed it. I think it was Sherilyn Schaffner, and I said, "Yes, honey, I'll get to it," and I just forgot. I missed it. I forgot what the question is. I'm trying to scroll and see. I hope Sherilyn, send me an email, sweetheart. Wait, here, Sherilyn. How to allow your guides to guide you? It's not easy, no. Yeah, I did say, is there a proper way to cleanse? But somebody else had another question. One thing I will tell you, understand this about tarot, whether you want to do it for yourself just as a hobby or you actually want to get into it. Your narrative is not going to be acceptable to everybody. There are 7.5 billion people on the planet. It'll resonate with some, it won't resonate with some. And as we've seen, case in point, there'll be some who call you a fraud. There'll be some who will say that's a lie. There'll be some who say, "How did you make a mistake? Why did you make a mistake?" I had somebody leave a big text message. Oh my God. She wrote a whole thesis about that particular video. Like, she actually went in and she looks like she's watched and then she made points. And I appreciate the fact that she paid attention to detail, but she has her whole thesis written there. I never responded. I just said, "Thank you for your observations. Blessed be," and I left it. Because she is investigating and kind of cutting it to bits to figure out what went wrong. She just assumed it went wrong. I am not going to say it went wrong. I'm not going to say that. I was shown what I shown, I relayed it. That's it. So I'm not. So anyhow, everybody has their own opinion. They're all entitled to their opinion. But you have to be thick-skinned. You have to say, okay, fine. I mean, if that's what they think, that's what they think. Let it go. What are you going to do about it? If you are not strong enough that way to withstand and to tolerate all this, then don't do it. I'm going to share with you an experience I had. This was my first experience. I could have actually filed a police complaint against this guy, but nevertheless, this was a time, I won't mention when, I won't mention where, way back when the individual actually came to my home for a reading because he was highly recommended, knew somebody, that sort of a thing. It wasn't a complete stranger. This gentleman was an up-and-coming politician. So, of course, hey, have a seat, welcome, whatever, and let's go to the study. Can I get you some water to drink, whatever? So, of course, I'm going to be hospitable. So, got them water to drink and bottle and glass. And so he poured some and he gulped it down. And before he even could get started, he had finished a small bottle of water. So I went and got him another bottle. He poured it down. You could tell he was a bit frustrated, a bit unsettled, very nervous, and very kind of, heightened energy like that, scattered energy. You started doing the reading and everything and all that. And right about, I want to say about 70% through the reading, I said something that I had to say. He got so mad. You could tell the blood rushing to his face. From here on, he was getting red. He pushed his chair back. His chair toppled over, and he had just, like, his glass of water, he picked it up. You could tell the anger on his face, and he at that moment hated me. I was the most hated person in his life at that moment. He took a sip of that water. He put the glass down and it all spilled, and I'm like bringing my cards back. I'm like, don't spill water on my cards. And he looked at me and he said, you, and he picked up the glass of water and he actually threw it at my face. So I got a glass of water thrown at my face, and I'm like because you got the water on your face. And so this friend who had actually brought him, he got all mad, and he's like, let's just call this guy John Doe. He's like, John, what are you doing, man? And he actually put his hand on his chest and pushed him backwards, and he's like, you can't be doing all this nonsense. What is wrong with you? And get out of here. And I'm ashamed to have. And he's apologizing to me. He's like, Kitana, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he was going to do this. I am so sorry, because he and I go back way back. Like, we've known each other for years. I'm so sorry, honey. I do apologize. It's my mistake. If only I had known this fellow was such an idiot, I would never have brought him here. I do apologize, and I'm so sorry, and yada yada. And I'm like, it took me a second to kind of like and then I was like, it's okay, whatever, and quickly made sure my cards were not wet, because I was more concerned about my cards. And so this fellow left. He stormed out. He and my friend had come together. So my friend is stranded here, and that fellow left. It was his car, of course. He left. And I was like, shit. And so my friend and I, we were sitting and talking and all that stuff. Anyway, whatever, I went and dropped him back. He took his car. He went back home and everything, forgot all about it. And this friend of mine was like, listen, I mean, if you want to go to the police and file a complaint because that is an assault, I'll back you up, because I was there. I saw it. I know exactly what happened. But, you have my 100% support. Don't worry about it. And I said, no, just leave it. Don't worry about any of it. Just leave it. Forgot all about it. 5 months down the line, I get a call from my friend, and he's like, we chatted, and then I'm just going to call this guy Jack, okay, just because I don't want to disclose their names. I said, what's up, Jack? What's going on? And after a whole bunch of conversation, I'm like, what are you stalling? You want to ask me something? Come right out and ask me. And he says, I'm so sorry. I know what happened the last time, but John actually wants to come and meet with you. I was like, no, I don't want to meet with him. And I said, no, it's a hard pass. Let's just leave it. And he's like, no, Kitana, I'm really, really sorry. He's like literally been calling me and harassing me for the past 2 weeks. And I've been stalling it. It's got to a point where I really need to shut him up. Can you please just see him? Like, just for 10 minutes. I said, no, I don't want to. And okay, at least can you talk to him over the phone? I said, no, I don't want to. And then, I was like, no, just leave it, man, whatever. It's okay. If he doesn't believe it, it's okay, leave it, He was upset. It's okay. It's all good. Life is good. Move on, right? That's not going to kill me. It's okay. Slate is clean. It's in the past. I've forgotten, forgiven, move on. Life is good. So I said blank no. 2 weeks after that, I'm sitting at home and having my dinner. The bell rings at about 6:30 in the evening, and of course Tigger and Arabash, big woof, Tigger more so, one big that, mastiff. And I'm like, okay, Tigger, hush, nobody's, and then the doorbell rings again, and I was like, oh my God. And these two walk in. I was like, look, this is not right. You can't come unannounced like this. It's not right. I'm just having my dinner, I'm not. And so this John goes, he's so embarrassed. He's sweating and all that. He takes off his jacket. His armpits are all wet. And he goes, we'll wait, if you don't mind. We'll wait outside in the car. You finish your dinner and all that stuff. And anyway, we sit back down at my desk, and he starts bawling. He is bawling his eyeballs out. And I'm like, shit, what is this nonsense with this man? Always freaking drama. 2 times he's come to see me, and both the times full of drama. And then he completely breaks down, and he tells me exactly like what happened and why he was so upset and all those things. So ultimately, of course, make peace and it's all good, and it's like, don't worry, man, whatever. And he has continued to be my client for all these years. At least once in 6 to 8 months he does a reading. He just feels like he wants to keep in touch. So the premise of that sharing that little bit of information about me is, you will have cases like this where people will get so mad at you, they'll think you're bah humbug, they don't want to listen to the truth. See, whenever people react like this, understand one thing: it's because you have struck a nerve, you've struck a chord, and it's hit a really soft spot in them, right? Let's not talk about the Cleo case. Let's talk about this guy. He knew in his heart what I was telling was the truth. He didn't want to accept it. He didn't want to acknowledge it. He was looking for a different narrative. I didn't give him a different narrative that would have suited his convenience, and that's what pissed him off. So if you're willing and if you're prepared to deal with all of this and understand and don't take it personally, you'll do awesome. But if you're the kind of person who's overly sensitive and who absorbs everything and takes it really, really personally, then don't pick up tarot as a like a career or whatever, career or whatever. Don't do it in a way where you're doing reading for others. Now, one more thing I'll tell you. Once you do readings for anybody, be it yourself, be it for your neighbor, your puppy dog, the little ladybird on that tree or whatever, you finish your reading. It's difficult in the beginning, because I struggled with it for a little bit, to let go of that reading. Because you keep analyzing and reanalyzing and rethinking. That's not your place to do that. Your guides showed you something. There was a certain spread of cards that popped out. You read it, finish, leave it, let it go. What can you do about it? You can't go and analyze. Even if you analyze, can you go back and take it back? You can't. No, it's not like a piece of paper where you write in pencil and then at the end of it you read it and you go back and you erase certain words and put other words. You can't do it, because once you put it out, you put it out. Case in point, the Cleo reading. Even if I take down the video, it's always going to be there that I did that video. So you understand all these things before you get into tarot. That's just my 2 cents. All right, y'all. I think we should end this, isn't it? Because we've been at it for so long. There's so many comments. I'm going to read those. Dollar General, yeah. Okay, I got, so twice a week. Again, I missed that. Dang it. During a reading, do you tell all you see or hold? I never hold back. Never hold back. It's not my responsibility to edit or to filter. That's why I got into so much trouble with that Cleo case. I never hold back. Why? They are coming to you for clarity, and if I hold back, I'm doing injustice. I had a lot of strong energy come through on my first read. Cassie Page, all cues were addressed. The last 2 questions were about explaining how to read a basic spread and about posting books and resources for viewers. Thank you, Texas Patriot. I will do that on my next video. I will, let me make a note of that too, right? So explaining, the last 2 questions are about explaining how to read a basic spread and about posting books and resources. Okay, posting books and resources and basic spread. Now, the reason why I'm not going to do a basic spread is because I feel it is important for me to at least explain a little bit, if not in so much depth, about the pip cards, the suit of cards. And once we do that, then we can do a basic spread. We can do a couple of basic spreads. Is that acceptable to you all? I hope. One of my mentors used to do Reiki from a home until a client turned into a stalker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. People don't come to my home anymore. No, people need to have an open mind when having a tarot reading done. I don't hold back, y'all. I always tell y'all, take it or leave it. This is what I'm saying. Okay, I see a few orbs. You know, there were somebody, I saw one orb when I did the live stream last night, but somebody sent me an email or a message saying there were actually 2 and I want to go back and watch it. But now Brenda is saying that I have to go back and look, honey. I don't know. That's so true. You need to have an open mind. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm guilty of writing stories in my Gmail. No, don't be. I read them. Yeah, but you know, Deb Wilson, you're right. Like, I could have escalated the whole thing and gone and filed a complaint and say he assaulted me and he did that. And technically, yeah, it's assault, right? But I'm the kind of a person, yeah, if somebody really uncalled for does that, then I'm not the one who say, oh yeah, go ahead, take a pot shot at me. No, I will be like, I'm going to walk your sorry ass to jail, you watch. But I knew the situation and I knew the circumstances. So I did understand that he was like, poor guy, I feel for him. So it was like whatever, although it caught me off guard and, I was upset for a brief period of time. I'm not going to lie about it, but anyhow. All right. Time to say 10-4, y'all. Is that good, Texas Patriot? What do you say, honey? Should we call it a 10-4 now? Yes? Yes. All right. Let's call it now. Time to say 10-4, y'all. Here. Oh, I can't even spell. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I so appreciate you. Thank you, Texas Patriot. Girl, you better say you got my telephone number now. Thank you, honey. I so appreciate you. Thank you. Hugs to all of y'all. Yes, I will. You'll have a good rest of the weekend. I'm going to post the energy reading for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to go and have lunch or brunch or whatever this is called and kind of chill for a little bit and then get back to the computer. 10 for good money. Break a break. Oh, I love that. Love on the energy highway, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Scout Inquirer. Private readings, yes, please email me. God, Texas Patriot, you are the bomb.com, chica. I gotta say. Brenda, thank you. 10-4, all of y'all. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Listen, that time is 1:49. So, okay, 1:59 or maybe 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is the cutoff point. If I get any emails after 2 o'clock with the lucky dip thingamajiggy, I won't consider it. Okay, Natalie Cordo says, bye, y'all. All right, see you next time. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I was just concerned that I would be boring you all to tears. Pseudo cards definitely need explaining. That is very important. I will do that. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to say over and out. Okay. All right. I will end this live stream. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Thank you, Texas Patriot.